boy Lex. I don't know what to think, but here we are in this ring. It seems so far from the truth, and I go hide in the booth. Can you feel the movement or spin? Can you see the curvature bend? Do you see when they spray the skies and they make up lies and do it again? Man, who's really in charge? How long has the lie been hidden? How long has time been broken? Cause every season is different. They tell you climate is changing. They say the global is warming. They think you'll need a vaccine, otherwise you'll die without warning. God put the stars, the sun, and the moon in the same sky. God put the devil on earth and let us reside at the same time. Maybe cause angels betrayed God all over a slut lust. Then there was a reset, some of us call it a mud flood. Firmament permanently fixed to a plane, perfectly placed, impervious escape for the human race. This is God's work, so ask God first every day. And it's not curved, it is straight. It is not a planet, it's a plate. This the other side of Hell's Gate.
Dude,
Man.
with headphones.
I muted my mic just to say that's my wife. I was like, damn, it's a whole nother level on headphones.
Yeah, it is. Ooh.
Yeah, that was
so
great.
awesome.
That's all right on that one.
Up.
So
Intalekz.
introduce yourself, the dude who just destroyed our old intro and made it much better.
Upgraded.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, can we keep that or?
It's been in discussion, floating around.
Man, look, there's always gold. There's always gold lying around everywhere, right? You've just got to find the right pieces to put together. That's all it is.
Okay.
Art is beautiful like that. But yeah, look, I'm Intalekz. I'm a rapper. I'm based in Australia. I've lived in Australia most of my life. I'm originally from Argentina, so I was born in Argentina. My family traveled a lot. We weren't a circus, but Dad got a lot of work internationally. We lived in places like New York, New Jersey. Eventually Australia became home around the 2000s, and yeah, that's it. Here I am. And so I've been doing music my whole life, as early as I can remember, probably from growing up a little bit in my much younger years in New York. Yeah, that's it, you know. So I've just been chasing the dream ever since. I'm a dad now, so you know, obviously soon I'm gonna have to pull the plug on my own dreams and start shaping the kids and their dreams. But yeah, good times. It's all good times. It's been a long journey. But yeah, here I am. I've got obviously, you know, perspectives on obviously a lot of this stuff. I follow a lot of you guys as well, and a lot of the stuff I've caught up on X over the last 12 months specifically. So yeah, and I think I'm about just being real as a rapper. I don't. Can I swear? I don't know if I can swear.
Yes.
Go for it.
Yes.
Cool.
Absolutely.
So I was just gonna say I'm the type of person that doesn't really give a fuck about anything. I'm very comfortable in my own skin. I just want to say what I want to say on the mic, regardless of a point. Right? If I'm good at it, I can do it. I will. In some cases, I will do songs like obviously like our intro joint that we've got here. There'll be some freestyles online where I kind of have my own little political opinions on certain things, you know. When COVID came out and we had these massive, we'll talk on this later, but there was a massive bushfires in Australia. Just before COVID hit, we had a massive bushfire like never before. And so just for context, the bushfire, we had 12 million hectares of land in flames.
Wow.
It was basically the way that it works in Australia. It's a state problem. It's a state problem to every state. Until it becomes so great, it becomes a federal level problem, and the leader of the country steps in, gets the military to fix it. But it got out of control. Like we had orange skies. It was hell on earth. It was crazy. Ash floating in some places, you know, just from bushfires ages away, you know, just from wind traveling. So, yeah, crazy times. And that was even also another era of introduction to different perspectives on what the hell's actually going on in the world. So a bit of a jump there from hi, I'm Intalekz.
No, but actually,
Cool.
you kind of answered. Well, you didn't answer, but it kind of led to what I was going to ask. So you said you've been doing music your whole life, but the way I found you was, I guess I just came across your video on my feed or something and happened to listen to it and was listening to what you were saying, because I'm really big on lyrics, always have been. They're more important to me than anything. And I was like, damn, this dude's awake. Like, I don't know if he's a flat earther, and we'll get into all that, but like, but he's awake. He's got a lot of it right. And then like, for some reason, me and you started talking, I guess just because I said, commented on your music or whatever. And then one day you popped in a space I was having and you started talking, and I was like, all right, man, we got to talk. He's fully awake. Like, cause you never know when you're talking to somebody when they have the time to think and type something out, how they really are. And then I heard you on a mic and I was like, okay, this dude has a brain. He knows what's going on. He's articulate and he makes amazing music. We got to talk to this dude. So that's why you're here.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And because we want to know how it feels to have all the blood rushing your head living on the bottom of a ball.
That too.
I had to flip the camera, just letting you know where.
Okay. Cool. You have it on a stabilizer.
That's right.
Okay, cool, good.
Yeah, look, I think, you know, so I'm you know, we'll dial back a little bit into my own personal story, but I'm a school dropout, right? So I dropped out in the 10th grade. I wanted to do music that badly. I thought, you know, I'm gonna work and do my music. So I went, my dad, very strict Argentinian man. You know, happy Father's Day to my dad. Shout out my dad. But you know, very by the book. You know, very a man by the rules. You know, and so he said to me, I don't care if you don't want to go to school, but you're gonna work. I'm not gonna raise a bum, right? Like that was it. So I understood the mission. It was cool. I got myself a job really quickly, and I was able to pursue my dreams a lot faster because I was getting my peanuts for income, right? At the time, 14, whatever, 15. Yeah, you know, and I think just for me, wanting to just at the same time as having no real key message other than my own story through music, there are times where I wanted to talk about certain things that were going on in the world. You know, in my first album in 2008, independent album that I dropped, I did a song called No More Blood. My old stuff is all now released for free. Everything that's been around for 10 years is all available for free on SoundCloud. Okay. So this album, No More Blood, this album Square One, I had one song on there called No More Blood, where I wanted to get really, you know, like set a message out about our troops all in Iraq, just bring them home. That was the message, bring our troops home. And it's incredible that sort of gave me a bit more of a leg up in an audience because there was a wider audience that responded to that rather than the braggadocio I usually rap about, you know, hey, look how fresh I am, whatever.
I like how you say it though, as if it's nothing. And I love that because a lot of people don't have the balls to talk about that stuff because they're like, well, I'm going to alienate 50% of my crowd, so I'm not going to say that. And
yeah,
you're just saying it like, well, I just did it because I wanted to. Like, that's awesome.
Sometimes it's like that. And I mean, look, I have a lot of musical influences, and Kanye is a huge one, right? For me and my music. And not just from a music perspective, but we saw so much of his personality. We see so much of his personality online. And to a degree that inspires me to remain confident about my own message and do whatever I need to do and say whatever I need to say. And sometimes you just need to say things, whether or not it's at the right moment. It's out there now. We just have to deal with what's been put out there, kind of thing. Yeah. And that's sometimes how I treat my music, right? It's recorded. It's up there on Spotify. The response to this will be how important the message is. So, you know, if the FBI show up at my door, all right, I hit a nail on the head. Great. You know, let's make a marketing thing out of
no such thing as bad publicity, right?
Correct. So, but you know, obviously, touch wood. No, none that hasn't happened yet. I haven't been swatted yet. But
they're like Australian rapper gets arrested by FBI. Everyone's gonna go, there's rappers in Australia?
Oh man, look, to be fair, I'm your there are some really crazy rappers in Australia, like dope rappers that are on that real gangster tip, right? I'm not that rapper, right? Like I'll compare myself to someone like Eminem to a degree where, you know, I'm just the angry white boy, want to scream about everything, whatever. But there are rappers out here that are on that real tip. There's a few to mention, whatever, but they're all hectic, they're all dope. But yeah, so big market out here in Australia for that as well. So for me, it's kind of cool. It's kind of sucks, and it's cool because, you know, as I was growing up in Australia, it was a very limited market. It was exactly as you said, you know, there's rappers in Australia. It was much smaller than it was maybe 20 years ago. Even more than that. I'm an old dog, so you know, hitting in my older years, I'm seeing it blow up a lot more. So while I love that, I'm like, damn it, I was born too early. I should have been born 10 years later. But it is what it is, you know. Good times.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was gonna say it's a pretty courageous move. I'm guessing you're about the same age as us.
I'm 38.
And
Just to put
30.
out
Yeah,
there.
I'm
Close,
39.
80s. I'm an
okay.
80s baby. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Us
dude.
too.
And like growing up to have that dream of being a rapper as a white dude, it was like, yeah, that's never gonna happen. I was born
like-
the wrong skin color.
right.
Like Vanilla Ice was the only one at that point.
Correct. And when Eminem came out, he was the only one, right? And then
Yeah.
a few years later, there was this, I guess, more that explosion, that diversity of white, black rappers, you know, more commercialized. Because I guess we've always been here, but from a mainstream perspective, I would say, yeah, maybe they opened that door up to a lot more white rappers. But yeah, me personally though, I've kind of maintained a balance between being that underground rapper and just doing some commercial stuff here. But because I believe I touch on certain topics, I say maybe even one line that's, let's say, not part of the narrative, they'll be like, yeah, no, we're gonna block his Instagram account now, so we ain't gonna let this guy get any more
Notice
views. So.
your style is very coherent too, you know, which tends to be a problem these days. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but unless you're mumbling,
we don't know how
people
it
don't
is
really
there.
want to hear you. And oh my God, he has substance and he has context, and like, oh man, it's got to be rough. Like over there, I'm hoping, and this is all sarcasm, by the way. I'm hoping that they actually still have that appreciation for that over there.
Oh yeah, look,
Okay.
I think the first point, I think being an 80s baby again in that realm, that was probably the key ingredient as a rapper. You couldn't just look good or sound good, you had to rap good,
Right.
or rap at a minimum level. So I guess from a student perspective, that's how I had to rap, right? And
Nice.
and regardless of how it evolves today, I guess, you know, can't teach an old dog new tricks, right? This is just my style. But look, and I think, you know, to some degree, hip hop and rap has evolved in its ways, whether it be mumble rap, through trap, through different layers and styles.
Right.
And again, I'm gonna personally be that guy eventually, like, to my kids, what is that crap you're listening to? And it's going to be the hottest record for them, right? And I got to accept that. But yeah, from a rapping and an articulate perspective, it comes from the Biggie era, the Cypress Hill era,
Right.
Tupac.
Yeah.
That's all what I grew
Us
up
too.
on.
That's
Yeah,
what we grew
so-
up on, and then I hear what's out now, and I'm like, I feel like it's almost a intentional dumbing down, not just in music, but in art, in everything. It's like, this is art. You splattered some shit on a canvas, and it's selling for $1 million. That's not art. They took away beauty. They took away talent. They took away poetry and hip hop. Now it's whatever this is. In my mind, again, I'm older, so maybe I'm out of the loop, and there's some new good stuff. But like, I kind of just gave up on a lot of it.
much
because
harder to-
everything I heard
yeah.
was crap.
Yeah, dude, they're doing it in like every echelon too. Even when it comes down to like Twitter. You know, if you really want to get out there now, you have to just post a bunch of bullshit that, you know, has no substance to it, and that's how you go viral. Whereas opposed to you put out some really compelling stuff and you put a lot of work into it, and and you get nothing.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, I think that's the for the last, let's say, since social media has existed, that's the rapper's challenge, right? Or the artist challenge, you know. You know, again, speaking of let's like rappers, other rappers, there's some incredible rappers in Australia, and they're doing numbers beyond what I have ever achieved, and it's incredible. Shout out to all of them. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is they're not my competition. Do you know who my competition is? The cat video. Why?
Yeah.
Because it goes a post, and then it gets 40 million views. I can't compete with that. It's okay if the other rapper gets 2 million views. I'm not a hater. Good on him. For me, I'm gonna chase my hustle. But again, if I'm trying to put myself in an environment where one video is the cat video, 40 million views. Next video right here, I could just see the numbers rolling up seconds before Blunder. Shout out to that page. I love all the dumb shit I see on that. You know, like, how do I compete with a man tipping hot water on himself right now? Like, that's right now.
Isn't that
13
sad though?
But again, and so but again, that's where else do I go? This is the town square.
It's a
You
loud
got to
world.
imagine I'm busking in a world where this guy's busking across the street doing something crazy, right? Like, so,
Yeah.
So I
But
think
there's
that's
nothing to scoff at about your views, though. You've had over 1 million views on a few of your songs, and 10, 15, well, now I'm old, 20 years ago, that would have taken a record label or nonstop touring to get that many people to hear your song. Now, you've had multiple songs go over 1 million, right?
yeah, and
Just
and
on
look,
Twitter. That's not counting anywhere else.
And look, let's be just. I'm going to be real here. This shout out Elon Musk in the sense here for buying X, because I've never achieved 1 million views per video on anything. I'm not a bot buyer. I don't buy all that, right? Like I don't get into any of that stuff. I just organically post wherever I can. On Instagram, for example, my videos don't hit over maybe 4,000 or 5,000 views ever, right? There was
Man,
one
you're killing
video I
us.
think it hit about
I think I get
30,000.
51 on Instagram, man. Like that's my
They
best.
decline more recently. I've seen them decline. You can actually see the flow chart on my Instagram page. If you go to my reels, I'm starting off in 4,000, 5,000, starts going 800, and so I'm starting to see. I can see this change in the algorithm's behavior almost, because I'm not doing anything different. One of the biggest things I saw on Instagram is that if I don't buy ads, the video doesn't move. But if I buy ads, it just flies. Right. And here's what's crazy. I'm probably going to get shut down. This is where the FBI come in and get me. These are Mark Zuckerberg's friends. But so here, check this out, right? So I had a video, right? And here I'm probably going to make myself look broke for a week, but I put a week worth of ads on one of the videos specifically, right? It was a song called "I Put This the Last Lap" is the title on Instagram, and same on it's on X as well. But anyways, I put like $10 a day for an entire week, so it was like $70. That week I got hit with childcare, I got hit with fucking electricity, I got hit with all the bills under the sun. So I literally, boom, my bank went to zero that week until payday, and I was like, fuck. And my ad wouldn't continuously try to charge. It kept trying to charge, but because the payment wasn't going through on the daily basis, at day 3, it stopped at 2,000. So 3 days later, I get paid. I pay the bill, the remaining $40. Just like that, jumps to 4.5 views. So like how? Like what am I actually paying for here? Who's viewing the content?
Right.
Am I even getting a human looking at this video? Whereas on X, I had an X account. I had a Twitter account since 2007. One of the earliest. When I'm one of those guys that when a platform comes out, I actually jump straight on it to maintain the handle. So I want Intalekz at everything. OCD like that, whatever. But a new platform comes out, I get it. I just, even if I don't use the platform. So anyways, after 10 years, however old Twitter was, I was like, I'm giving up on this platform. I literally cannot. I'll do a post, I get 1 play, 2 plays, not even a comment, garbage.
Yeah.
And I just this ain't my this ain't my lane. This ain't where I'm supposed to put my shit out, so I won't. And I deleted my page. And then Elon buys Twitter. I was like, oh, what's going on here? And then free speech, I'm gonna rip apart all the crap. And so I said, all right, fuck it. I wish I didn't delete the account. Remade my account, kept my handle, thank goodness. And I started just posting. I became a big reply guy more than ever, like unnecessarily sometimes. Yeah. Shout out to Alex Finn. I don't know if you guys watch that guy, but I follow him and sometimes I watch his videos and I take some pointers from him on how to use X more in the earlier year, a year ago. So I sort of embarked on a 12-month project here, and I said, look, I'm going to fucking post so hard for the next 12 months and really try to get some numbers because I'm getting old. I got to do something in this game, right? So, I started going crazy. And what my first video, the very first one I did, I've been on the road. So to be fair, I'm a bit of a spammer, but I'm being an honest replier. So for example, you might make a post about something and I'll reply genuinely to that post. I'll genuinely reply to that post with an honest reply, spark up convo, but my signature will be my video. So here I'm
Correct.
giving away the golden secret. But so there it is. And so I think here I'm looking at it now, 5,800 posts. Every single post I've ever replied to, I just shared whatever the most current release I've got out is. And I've managed to accumulate in one of them specifically over 300,000. I lost my mind. I thought I was going to get a call from the labels the next day. Again, huge for me, right? And it meant nothing. Keep going. So I think let me kind of cut it here because I'm dragging the story a bit. But what I've found being in an unfiltered environment, even up against the cat video, I can build traction.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas on a place like Instagram, I can pay for advertising and it doesn't matter where it lands. I'm not probably even getting genuine views.
Right.
And so who am I giving money to and for what? For to look like I'm getting numbers? The only thing I've paid for on X is my blue check. I pay in Australia, it's $19 a month because of conversion rate.
Yeah.
Instead of 8. But that's all good, whatever. It all works out, the money. But yeah, so that's all I pay. I've never paid for an ad. Elon can hold me accountable. He can pull me and all my analytics out. And so it's just, for me, it's incredible in the sense that, yeah, this is genuine reach. This is and I'm not being blocked, not for what I'm saying. And I don't believe I'm saying anything that would cause harm ever. I would never, I'm an honest guy. I have kids, whatever. I'm not going to say anything that causes or brings harm to people, but I'll question the narrative. I'll definitely question things I'll put something out there to make you think, and yeah, that's it. That's it really. So yeah, but X has become my saving grace in terms of wanting to continue, right? Like I've actually, I truly was, and I won't get into the whole depression stories, but I was getting to a point where I was like, bro, I've been doing this for years, for fucking years. I've seen everyone around me in certain circles blow up. I haven't blown up. Again, not a hater, but where's my turn? And I genuinely got, this is probably the conspiracy nut part of me coming through, but I get to a point in my career after 20 years, let's say, since 2007, my first album, I'm like, I've got a fucking X on my name somewhere. Somewhere, someone, some artist does not want me out there. And I'm on those fucking Facebook lists. I'm on all those Instagram lists. I'm on one of those fucking lists. Yeah. The only other time I've ever come close to what I'm doing currently on X was on MySpace. On MySpace, on one song I put out, just whatever, it generated at the time just under 1 million plays. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to be, and I was much younger, so much bigger ego. Even cooler, I was able to collaborate with Royce the 5'9".
Oh, wow.
So I was so young. He had a fee. I paid the fee, obviously, for the feature. It was an internet collab. We didn't physically work in the studio together. But it was the biggest thing in my life. I got to work with Royce, right? I thought, again, I was going to make it from that moment.
I've been there many times, man. This is it, man. This is it.
Right? Like the game is not what it seems. But anyways, I get to this point.
Not. It is definitely not what it seems. That's
once Facebook came out, I swear that like it was just like, boop, you got a wall around you now. You won't get any higher than this many views. You won't get any much more than that. And it felt very like, and it didn't matter where I go. YouTube's the worst. I have one video on YouTube that in 4 years, I don't buy bots. I don't care about looking good. I'm proud of what I do. But it's 1,000 views in 4 years.
Yeah, man. It's brutal. Yeah,
it's going to get worse, too. They just passed new rules on censorship on YouTube. All medical misinformation. If you mention anything that the World Health Organization doesn't approve, you're done. That's it. Gone.
We're done.
So that's going to be fun for us. Bye-bye, YouTube. We'll see you soon.
And you know what? It's insane. And I mean, like, look, I'll take a pause a little bit on myself and the music journey. But yeah, like I'll just, as a wrap up, definitely from a younger age, I've been doing this for a very long time. I just love rapping. It is what it is. Regardless of being a parent, sometimes people, how are you a dad and how do you have a full-time job and kids and rap? Some people look at it
because I have drive.
But yeah, but for me, I don't stop. Exactly. Yeah, like I just can't stop. It's in my bones. I don't know why I won't stop. So
If you do,
but
did you do a lot of battle rapping when it was pretty big online and stuff like that? I remember those days too. That like,
yeah, look, in my younger years, again being in that Tupac era, you know, school freestyle battles, you know, there were a few little events in Australia. Again, it wasn't as probably big as many things you could do in the US as you could here.
right.
Um,
Well, I was only asking because you said you had done a feature online. Everything was online.
Yeah.
Like I know there was this span like right around. Oh gosh, I want to say like 2002 to 2005, where it was just like this big resurgence, underground rapping.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Online battling, all this.
There were
stuff,
competitions, things like that. Yeah, like I definitely jumped in a lot of those.
Did
you know?
you?
So
okay, cool.
you know, I got into, I guess, from the 2020 during the COVID eras, let's say 2020 through to 23, before these current single releases, I was doing a lot of remixes and reels of other artists and their stuff. Going a bit further back, you know, when they had competitions, what's one, for example? There was one I didn't actually get on. I didn't get the submission, like it wasn't successful, but whatever. But there was one called Rapper Tag here in Australia, and rappers tag each other and whatever. That, but yeah, whatever. Maybe they didn't want that smoke. I don't know. But yeah, look, here we go. Next guy, I'm getting tagged after this. But
I like that. There you go. There you go.
But you know, definitely. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now. There's one I did a couple years ago, also during the COVID. You know, again, a lot of these online competitions, definitely. And yes, going back to those earlier eras, that was also a way to build traction, right? I would do. There was something in Sydney they had called the Emergencer Festival, where instead of battling it out as a rapper, you'd battle it out with other artists on whatever, right? So, but again, from the hip hop culture side of things, definitely I was in that scene. I'm probably not so much a freestyle battle rapper these days. I love writing. I'll sit there and write and on the beat, I'm sort of OCD, so I want it to be perfect, right? Like when I spit what I spit. Yeah, that's it really. So
cool.
Yeah.
I just wanted that because I was kind of caught up in that too during that time. You know what I mean? And that's
nothing as crazy as 8 Mile, right? Like
that was if you ever visit the 8 Mile, man.
Yeah,
you know,
no, man, Detroit. No, I've never been. Places in the U.S. I've visited: Los Angeles, New York, New Jersey. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so I did L.A. for a few months. I was much older though, in about 2009. So 2009, I got to go to L.A. I went with my best friend. I got picked up by a sort of an artist manager that was in the US at the time, and he was working with people like Snoop, Ricky Palomino. Shout out Ricky. He was a great mentor for me. You know, and yeah, he sort of opened up a whole new world for me, what I thought hip hop was, right? So check this. You know, we had such a view of the world of what hip hop was from Australia, right? Like you see what you see in video clips, you see what you see in the media. And what me and Ricky, we had a really cool like friendship / artist development deal, where it was sort of a mentoring program, teaching me sort of like almost the smoke and mirrors of the game, right? Like, so and understanding how to really play the hip hop game. And then again, looking at it from the perspective of, wow, I was on this little pyramid of a climb in Australia, and I just, you know, in LA, wow, look, the fucking pyramid's this big now. You know what I mean? Because
why's it got to be a pyramid, bro? Illuminati confirmed.
There's only one person at the top, right? There's only one Eminem. Yeah, he could definitely be Illuminati, but that's all dependent on the climb, right? So, but yeah, you know, man. No, all good. Yeah, man. It's and so yeah, I think, you know, one really cool. I'm gonna dive into some.
Did
crazy...
you like LA?
LA was cool. I thought.
You like it?
I went in.
What year were you there?
2009. So
that might be about when I was there too.
Yeah,
it was pretty awesome.
It was nice. Yeah, it was. The Hollywood Boulevard was, you know, beautiful. It was the year Michael Jackson died.
Oh yeah.
I actually might have been there a little before that. Then.
Yeah, you were there before then. It was around there, but I was around there.
it's I guess the reason I mentioned that. Sorry, I don't want to put a downer on Death with Death, but hi, Death.
Hey.
It was just interesting for me. What was crazy? I'll tell you a crazy funny story. When I was in LA, so me and my homie, when we got to LA, he got a bit of a congestion from the flight, right? So he just had a bit of dry air or whatever, and so we went into a pharmacy, like a drugstore over there. And he went and got what he needed, whatever. And while we were there, just waiting in line, some guy's on the phone behind us, really loud. He's like, "Oh my God, are you serious? Are you serious? Michael's dead!" And he ran out the store, right? And
That was
me,
his American voice. I love it.
yeah. So me and my homie, we were like, "What the fuck? That was the weirdest shit ever." We didn't even think Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
right? We weren't like, who the fuck, Michael? We were like, Michael's fucked. You better go get Michael, whatever. Right? Like, being stupid, you know. Like, and then something else happened. I think like we had gone just not even 10 minutes later somewhere else, and someone else had reacted the same way. And I was just
then you're like,
what the fuck? Let's look for some news somewhere.
Who the
It
fuck
wasn't.
is Michael? Everybody in this town knows Michael.
Yeah, and then we found out eventually somehow. And we're like, wow. And they were doing actually like you could do like a tour past the house at the time, like so you could pay your respects if you're a fan, whatever. You couldn't go in or whatever. So we drove past it. I was like, wow, that's a massive crib. But we only really saw the gate and trees. Like I didn't really see how it was so that was cool. But LA was nice at the time, man. I mean, look, it was probably still crazy gangster. Some of the people I was with really took care of me while I was over there. I was, let's use the term, very ignorant to maybe some of the environments that I was in. Mm-hmm. I'm very sort of free spirited. I remember I was in one of the studios and I was just like, "Hey guys, you want me to go get anything? I'll go grab some drinks." And one of the guys was like, "Oh, chill. We'll go later. It's probably a bit bad." I was like, "Oh, I was thirsty as fuck. I was blazing, you know." So, and then I realized, obviously, when I'd gone outside and I'm crossing the street, they're like,
why
3 or 4 people came with me, and then I was like, "Yeah, you can't be out here like this." Like,
I will say this. So I spent 28 days in Australia, I spent 28 days in Europe with an Australian band. And we, you know, in the beginning of a tour, you're not like super close with people. It's superficial. But later on, you know, you get real close. And we were talking and they're like, you know, we've never been to America, but or we had never been to America before our last tour. And they're like, but we went to Baltimore and they're like, we never have genuinely felt afraid for our lives until we were in America. And they had been to multiple other countries on tour. It was just their first time in America. They're like, we've never been genuinely afraid for our lives. And I will say, so when we were with them, we were in Berlin and we were like, let's just take a walk. And we walked through like the poorest places in Berlin, which here would be, you know, you'd be afraid to walk through. There, they were poor people, but they were just, you know, sitting outside, you know, no electricity, fanning themselves and stuff. But you didn't feel like you were in danger at all. So I can understand how you would be kind of naive to that because there's
word. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah, absolutely.
There's some rough places here, man. There's a lot of beautiful places, but there's some rough places too, for sure.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, particularly, you know, just I won't call them out, but just particularly the friends I was hanging out with, obviously they knew the world better than I did over there. So I think that's all it was, you know, and just, you know, again, there's that what was painted to me as a hip hop fan. Now I'm over there like thinking I'm with all the big shots, but there's some real fucking shit. Like they don't play around. Like there's some, you just, and I guess, you know, that's part of the knowledge. I think, you know, the good thing for me, as a younger me, family traveling a lot in terms of work, there was a lot of experience for me going to different schools, so I guess I just always had to find my place quickly. And I think, you know, that was very quickly for me to understand. I mean, there was 1 week in LA. My best friend, I've known him pretty much my entire life. His family migrated to Australia around the same time I did. And they didn't really speak English at the time. Neither they didn't speak in English, but they worked together and they spoke and they remained friends for many years. So me and my best friend, still best friends, Mr. Mez, shout out Mr. Mez. now why am I telling this story? Oh yeah. So we're walking through LA, and like if you want to pull up a picture of Mr. Mez, me and him are walking together down the streets of LA, just doing some shopping, ending up on the wrong corners accidentally, not intentionally. But people were very confused when they saw it. And he looks like the biggest, he got the tattoos. He looks like a Mexican with a big beard, dark hair, dark features, you know. Oh, good, whatever. I didn't care. But like, I don't, you know, the way people viewed us was like, hey, man, why is that Mexican guy hanging out with that white boy? And they're in like maybe this like African-American neighborhood. And it's like, it was just very confusing for some people. I remember a car rolled up on us and they were like, the guy literally said, and I'm, again, here's naive Lex. The guy was like, where are you from? And I was just like, I'm from Australia, man. We're just passing through. He's like, what? And I was like, Australia, down under type thing, you know? And my mate was like, fucking shut up, Lex. Just keep walking. Don't worry about it, bro. And they drove off. And then Mez was like, bro, you know we were probably going to get fucking jacked. And I was like, what's wrong? Look, I'm not going to lie. This was the first time I'd ever had medical MJ. LA had me fucked up, right? For 3 months straight. That's it, period. So on top of naive Lex, there was a lot of like just genuine like I'm floating opportunities here. I had no idea. But
I'm high as fuck.
I bet by the end though, by the end you were a straight G.
Man, straight, yeah.
He was
Man,
all
Don't
learned.
lie. You went back home to parties and you're like, I've been to America, motherfucker. I went to
man.
I was in LA, bitch.
Man, I'm back from LA. No way. But I'll tell you what, a crazy story. So my manager at the time, Ricky, he like me, he's Argentinian, but he also had a very big connection in you know, the South American, Central American circles. You know, a lot of Mexican type scary gangster looking dudes. But anyways, we're just here I am with him and some friends hanging out, and it's literally the day we need to get to the airport. And you know, we're doing our thing, we're finishing up our last smoke, and one of the bros hands me a beer and pops off the lid with a lighter. And I was like, oh, that's fucking cool. Like, you got to show me how to do that type of thing. You don't know how to do that? You're not allowed to leave LA until you know how to do this, man. So here I am fucking figuring this out. Like, oh shit, why isn't this working? Looking like the biggest nerd. But in the end, I got there, and then, we cheersed it off. But it just, you know, again, I'm that guy that ends up in like the, you know, well, what is this guy doing in the picture? How did he end up here? He's cool, but very odd scenarios sometimes for me. But
once you get the lighter trick, you can get it every time.
That's right. Now it is the party. I came back from that's probably what I did when I came back from LA, guys.
And I can vouch for this because my roommates in my early 20s were from LA.
Yeah.
And that's how I learned it from.
Yeah. It's crazy, right? Like, yeah. It's
I learned it from my dad.
Did you?
LA was
Yes.
And then once you learn that trick, you're never gonna be the odd man out ever again. You pop that off,
That's it.
start rapping
They're
a
on to
little
the next
bit,
one.
and you're the
That's right.
coolest guy around.
That's right, yeah.
I learned
Unless
it
you're
from
at
a
an
Puerto
AA
Rican.
meeting.
I learned it from a Puerto Rican in the Coast Guard who was from LA.
There
you
you
go.
go. There you
That's
go.
All right.
hilarious.
Shout out LA. This is the only place to learn the trick properly.
That's the one thing they gave us.
I was
This is a
just
viral video.
devastated.
Man,
I was disappointed. I'm sorry about that. My bad. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say my apologies. I was just gonna say this. Someone in LA is watching right now, going, "I'm gonna make a viral video now for TikTok."
Oh, dude, I hope they do.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
So
Give us a shot.
just make sure
royalties,
to put
royalties.
Tupac and Dre California behind
Yes.
it, please.
Yes, I know. Good times.
I mean,
But yeah.
I've been to LA and I never saw Hoochie screaming. I'm just saying that's false advertisement on there.
I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed. I just
I know,
wasn't like,
it's-
you know what I mean? Like and everybody's like, really? I was like, dude, because that was the thing. Like even in America, like going to LA, doing all that, that was like, oh my gosh, you're finally going. You're gonna do this,
Yeah.
you know. And we were kind of late bloomers, my boys and I. But we got there, and it's so funny because we get to Cali and like the van, we lose like 2 hubcaps, and I'm just so happy. I'm like, oh, she's just
Great
kicking her
start.
shoes. She's just kicking her shoes off, man. We're in Cali.
We're ready
good.
to go.
And it was just like, and then like the AC stopped working. I was like, it's okay, we're still good, you know. And we get there, it was just like, this place is fucking filthy as fuck. Like,
It is.
Yeah.
and it's so hot. And
It's all a
There's a-
mirage, man. It's like when you go to Hollywood too, you feel like everyone is trying to scam you. Everything
Yeah.
is not exactly how it seems, you know.
right. It is a
It's
weird
one of those
place.
things. Yeah, you had the
Yeah.
build up. It's like when someone tells you that this movie is the best movie you've ever seen. It's gonna blow your mind, and then you see the movie, and you're like,
Mhm.
I hate
movie
when
kinda
people say
sucks,
that.
man.
As soon as someone says that to me, literally, I mean,
over.
Bill's probably heard me say that. I'm like, okay, I'm not seeing that now.
I'm not
It's
watching
fucking
it.
ruined
I'll
because
watch
you
it when I
just said it's
feel
the
like
best
watching
movie
it.
ever.
Right. Yeah. There you
The
go.
best it can do is reach my expectations. I don't even want to go see it. That's it. It's horrible.
yeah, just
Yeah.
tell me it's
LA's
horrible.
LA's rough, man. And imagine how bad it is now. I mean, it was. I think there must have been because there was like 2 or 3 years between when I went and when Bill went, so that must have been when the changing started.
Yeah,
but
it's just bad. Venice Beach was just
Honey,
it was so
what is it?
gross.
Well, at the
Huntington
time,
Beach is beautiful. That was
Right.
beautiful.
Yeah. Northern's
actually,
good.
Santa Monica, Venice Beach. So we were there. In '09, I'm pretty sure the governor, it was Arnie, who he just legalized chronic, right? So
Okay.
it was
Okay.
completely declared. So one of our cool experiences, something again, like this is like
Right.
seeing a UFO for me. And again, the magic of being in America from a perspective.
Oh, we got to get to that too. Go ahead.
But
Sorry.
I'm walking along Venice Beach, and every second store, Dr. Kush, Mr. Kush, Kush Doctor. I was like,
It was
what?
like it's like you were in Amsterdam or something,
I was
right?
gonna,
You're
yeah,
like,
we're in the
what the-
wrong country. I didn't land in LA. I landed in fucking the
Yeah.
Netherlands. So
Yeah,
whatever, I'm cool
exactly.
either way. But I just want to be clear, right? But that was a very interesting time for me
It
because
was.
even obviously in Australia at the time it's illegal. So now it's in Australia it's illegal without prescription. So now like I get medical MJ, I have my prescription, whatever, I'm cool.
Yeah.
But to the degree of it normal it's still sort of like normal old days. If you don't have a thingy, you can get in trouble.
Do
I
you
think in
feel like
Australia.
so?
You go ahead.
I want to ask you a question real quick. So, do you actually get it from the medical stores?
My one, yeah. So I've gone through a doctor. The doctor has partnered me with a.
Maybe I shouldn't have asked you
dispenser.
this on camera.
No. This is all perfectly legal. This is all perfectly legal. I wouldn't
No, the
mention
reason I'm
names.
asking is because I know people who have theirs, and I've had that stuff, and there's something different about it to me. I feel like there's something different about the stuff that you get legally in a store from stuff you get from like my guy is organic, all of that.
Yeah, look,
Stuff
that's
you get from the
actually.
store, I feel like it's
we're gonna start
different.
opening doors here.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I think
Yeah, we're
I
getting great.
think. How do I word? How do I want to think about this one? So yeah, all right. There was a period, and I'm gonna say when I was in my younger years, there was a period where chronic was. It smelled amazing. It tasted amazing. It was just
Yes.
never shit. It was
Yeah.
never shit. And in Australia, it was just never shit. The feds are coming. I'm telling you. But anyways, anyways.
Housekeeping.
Yeah, that's it. Pretty much. These are all windows. I'm on the 4th floor, so they come through. They come through choppers. It's gonna be a big
Helicopter,
scene.
yeah, fucking swinging in, bad
It'll be
boy
worth the watch.
style.
Yeah, that's it. I'll just jump over the couch to make it look cool, but they'll get me. I got no chance.
Well, he
Oh,
finally
that'll
got.
blow up our numbers, man.
I was gonna say he finally got over 1 million views. That's all it took.
That's how you compete with the cat
Boys,
videos.
you getting me out of here?
That's how you compete with the cat videos, Jeff. I love you.
Bring me back. Legal. So and then again, yeah. So then later down the track, yeah, the stuff did start to change. And then I guess I got to experience LA. So from my perspective, I experienced LA. I experienced what we would say organic, homegrown versus medical.
Yeah.
I had to get medical from him, and had to get. I won't say who, but
Yeah, no.
and there wasn't really the vast difference that I could taste other than strength, right? So in 09 to 010, when I'd first tried medical MJ, it was strength, it was potency that fucked me up. I was like, I've never had anything
I agree. Back
like
then.
this before, right?
Yeah.
And so coming back to Australia, it was kind of bad because we didn't have anything at that level. And so it was almost like fuck, I don't want to have a problem here, but you know, like, you know, I need that level of shit, right? Like, I won't want Snoop smoking.
Like, come on, man.
And then somewhere it started to change, and then again it got to that level again, and then out of nowhere, and you know what's the craziest part? The medical part. Fast forwarding a little bit, when it happened, I was 1 year late to the party. So when it was like, you can legally get it through a medical for medical reasons, if you could prove those medical reasons, whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, cool. But I was a year late to that party. I was like, when did this change occur? And anyways, got my first batch, you know, and yeah, I was like, it's LA potency, but there's different taste here. And so for me, I'm like a coffee connoisseur. I love the tastes of different coffees, and sort of the same here, you know. I'll dabble in different flavors per se. And so for me, yeah, there are instances where I'm like, what is that scent? You know, imagine the guy drinking wine and he's like, and he's doing all that crap, right? I'm kind of like that with my nose, right? Like I'm kind of like, I'll have it here and my nose just reacts in different levels, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a weird aftertaste, or that's a weird after smell, and that's it's honestly weird. I don't know, that's just me.
To me,
yeah,
here
I feel like medical does that a little bit. Yeah,
it's gotten to where I mean, you can even look at the percentages on them where it's much lower here. Since they're legalizing in a lot of places, they're lowering the THC levels.
What are we talking? What's percentage? What's the standard?
The percentage of the I don't even know. I'd have to look at the difference,
or
but
like
I just know
20% or something like that. It's like
I just know
yeah. So that's our standard medical. 20 to 30.
Someone I know gets them from the place, and if I compare them to what I get from somewhere else, even the cartridges, I can definitely tell a difference. They still work. It's just
dude, you're so right, man. You're so right.
More.
Yeah,
you find yourself puffing it a little longer.
We got to come back to now. We got to come back to, I guess, where my sort of long story was going from the governor to here is, you know, we have to consider that now that it has become legalized in so many ways, so many states worldwide, right? Like, it's production, right? Now, how fast can they get the product? Like if we're talking like seasonal crop like strawberry or something that does take time to, like I don't know the exact science or, you know, biochemistry here with growing plants and whatnot. I'm just a consumer. You know, just like cows, I don't kill the cow, I just buy the steak. You know, yeah, it's I start thinking, and then the reasons for that kind of difference would be production. And that's, now they are potentially adding something to ramp up the production.
Glyphosate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Or
I think they're genetically modifying it a lot. Like there's no way, so I'm in Alabama. It's fucking like just Delta 9 THC, illegal as shit, right? Straight to jail. Yeah. But I have maybe 5 miles away from me 400 acres straight weed. And it's just CBD. Like the plant is just straight CBD. If you got out there and smoked the shit, you'd get a headache, and that's it. You know. So they're fucking with the plants hard.
Yeah. Well, like, see, even that's interesting because CBD oil, despite legalities behind marijuana, here it's the THC component, obviously, that makes it illegal. CBD oil products perfectly legal here. Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
like
here too.
One of my homies who I won't name, but how we became friends one day, it was really weird. We're just chatting and we're at work, we're chatting. He's a very classy dude, right? I love this guy. He's a cool friend of mine. But anyways, he just used a chapstick, but it was a hemp chapstick. And I noticed, obviously, because he had a little green plant on it. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And I made a little joke, and then we, you know, that's it. Before we knew it, we were sharing a joint, you know? So, but yeah, it was just interesting, right? Because I always thought about that. Why is the concept of the oil-based part of it perfectly legal when the actual part that helps you or that actually has a purpose to being the plant it is, right? Like in that fashion sense of getting high, right? Like that's obviously totally illegal, but you know, you can drink a 90%, 80% bottle of, you know, moonshine.
People
it's crazy,
give me shit all the time because I talk shit about pharmaceuticals, and then they're like, well, you smoke weed? I'm like, look, a plant can grow. You can take that plant and cut it up
Plant's a plant.
and smoke it, and it does something to you, just like mushrooms.
Yeah.
They're put here by God, the creator. They do something. There's a reason for it. Compounds made from petroleum-based substances are not the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
Well, it's like, look, I'm a cigarette smoker. I smoke cigarettes. I don't care. Marlboro's my pack. But like, for example, in Australia, we pay the highest price in the world for cigarettes. So what might cost you $10, $12, we pay the equivalent of Marlboro can cost $50 to $60 for a 25 pack. Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
But what is
shit.
your so
Taxes
How do
in
you
Australia?
smoke cigarettes, bro?
Taxes in Australia. I got to make money, man.
Wait, for one pack or a carton?
So taxes in Australia on cigarettes over the last 15 years have gone incrementally past 300-400%, right?
Oh my god!
Yeah, ours.
the way they
and that's what
attack.
I was gonna say about the weed too. That's why they legalized it, just so they could tax it like they did cigarettes, and it's gonna skyrocket also. But I don't want to derail what you're saying, so go ahead.
No,
You got pictures of like black lungs and shit covering your cigarette packages.
Yeah, you
yeah,
guys have
exactly.
that,
And
right?
that's the other thing. And so that's also a justification in terms of how we got to now need to charge you more tax because we have to relabel all the cigarette packets. Marlboro ain't doing this. These are your governments doing this globally to generate a reason.
It's hard for people to gauge though. So you say a pack of cigarettes. So yours are 20 packs like ours are, right?
20,
There's
25
20
yeah, hold on.
cigarettes in a pack.
Can I share screen? How do I share screen?
Absolutely.
So here we go. This is my standard packet. So I usually
Okay.
get Winfield Original Blue, but I get gold. Sorry, so gold. So blue is like 12
Yeah.
milligram. Gold is your 8 milligram. I go a bit weaker.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you're looking about $50 a pack, right? $50 a pack.
That's a pack of 20 or 25 cigarettes.
25 right here. 25.
Oh my god. So ours
And
are
if-
20, but yeah, still, that's 5 more.
That's insane, dude.
So I have to if I want to get myself a pack of Marlboros, yeah, it's a treat, right? Like it's an absolute
Oh
treat.
my
And this
God,
wasn't like
dude.
this 20
You
years
see
ago.
what happens when you give up your guns, motherfucker? They
Blame the
start
Brits.
charging you out the ass for
Yeah.
cigarettes.
And like for example, like that's I don't know if it's still pulling up, but like just the concept, you're like, oh, I don't know if you still got Woolworths on the screen there, but like I just pull up bread, like
Hold on,
you
let
know,
me put it back up. I dropped it
Yeah,
down
so-
because I thought you were done.
so this is just more an example of like, see, things aren't too far off in the sense of like, price conversion. So like for a loaf of
Okay.
bread, it's $4.40.
Okay.
This is standard
Yeah,
shit.
it's like
right?
3
So,
something here.
Right.
So
So-
yeah, no, but
so
cigarettes
cigarettes are just a
Holy
fucking
shit,
expensive
man.
thing here. And man,
It's
again,
like
when I went to LA,
5
I pulled-
times our cost. 4
I
times
pulled
with
out
the
a 20.
conversion.
and I was like, yeah, man, I'll just get a packet of, Marlboro Lights, soft pack, cheaper version, He's like $7.50 with taxes. And my jaw was like, I'm moving to
Yeah.
LA just for the ciggies. I don't encourage cigarette smoking out there, so please, no one do your own thing. But for me,
None
yeah,
of us
no,
are
absolutely.
perfect. I don't either. We all have our weaknesses, man. It's cool.
You're
it
definitely
is-
100%.
I got a
paying
vape.
carton prices.
Yeah,
And
but
I
it is
gave up.
absolutely.
You should try it, man. I mean, not that it's better, but I gave up cigarettes and switched to a Juul, and I'm still taking in horrible stuff, but I don't hack up shit every morning. So it's a little better, and I'm trying to get off this too, but it's a little better.
Yeah, I feel
Chronic
a ton
does that to
better
me.
since I started.
And
vaping.
I don't know what I mean, dude. I smoke
Hey,
all
it's-
day every day.
I think we've all been there.
I
Guilty
It's
as charged.
mean, not at work, but at the minute I'm off work, before I go to work, before I go
Look,
to bed.
It's absolutely to be viewed as a recreational activity that must be taken responsibly, right?
Yeah,
That's all it needs to
exactly.
be. It's
But you
just
know what
like
I don't
whiskey's my
do?
drink. I don't drink whiskey at work on the job. I don't.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what I don't do?
Same
I
shit.
don't take Tylenol for headaches. I don't take anything
I'm-
for heartburn. I don't take anything for anything. So I get home and I smoke, and none of that happens. So I'm good. I have a stomach ache because it was weird. I smoke. Okay, I'm hungry. I can eat dinner now.
Yeah.
It's a miracle thing. Fuck anybody who says it's not. Sorry.
Look, over the years, as I got older, and funnily enough, through my 20s as well, like, yeah, I kind of, yeah, same. I didn't like taking, we have Panadol and we have Nurofen, same type of shit when you have a headache or something.
Yeah.
And I guess, you know, like being raised as a kid, you never really think about these things. And your mom's always like, oh, just take a Panadol. It's all good, whatever, right? But like one day I just asked the question. And this is, again, a little deep dive into me. But I'm the what if guy. And I kind of sort of say, well, what if this doesn't do anything, right? And someone actually said to me, well, it doesn't do anything, right? So when you have a headache, you're not actually healing the headache when you take the Nurofen. You're turning off the nerve that is giving you the headache. So whatever's causing the pain will remain causing the pain.
Yep.
But you're just eating a lolly that's telling that nerve to turn off. So how long are you going to upkeep that pain masking almost? And so the concept of masking pain was more apparent to me than it was helping you. And I think, you know, a lot of commercials would be intentionally getting it wrong, where you see like the mum playing tennis and she's like, oh, my knee. And she takes a Panadol and she keeps playing tennis. You know? But it's like, if you've strained a knee injury, do not continue to play.
Yeah.
Like, how else am I gonna
I will
fucking-
tell you, I'm a perfect example. I was someone who I used to get heartburn every once in a while, and someone told me, oh, you should take this. It works great. I don't even remember what it is now because I ended up switching and then going to a generic and all that. But whichever one, I think it was Pepsid, they told me. I took it.
Yep.
Actually, I think it was Bill's fucking dad that told me this first. Son of a bitch.
Bro.
But
like
anyway,
an antacid. Like an
so
antacid.
so I took it and I was like, oh my God, my heartburn's gone. And that worked fine for a couple years because I would get it randomly. And then I started noticing it. I would getting it more frequently all the time. I'd get it like every day. So I came to the point where every day I was taking one of these things and I was still getting heartburn. You know what? I'm just going to stop. I'm going to stop fucking taking them. They're not working. And you know crazily what happened when I stopped? I stopped getting heartburn.
Yep.
And it went away. And I was totally fine. It was them that caused it. Like maybe I'll get it once every 6 months, once every year from something, but the second you take one of those pills, you start getting it more frequently. And I feel like it's that way with Excedrin or whatever you call it there, any headache medicine. Like once you start taking it for that, and I used to take Excedrin all the time because I get migraines, I stopped taking it. And guess what? I rarely get headaches now. And now when I do, I'm like, oh, my body's lacking something. I need to figure out what that is and give my body that thing, and then my headache goes away. It's usually potassium or something like that, but it could
be
crazy.
A cup of coffee, right? Like some mornings, if I have a rushed morning, getting the kids ready off to school, blah blah blah, I just haven't had time to have my coffee yet. The head just starts having this little peer, like it knows you're missing something that's part of your daily routine.
Put peppermint
right?
oil on your temples, as gay as that may sound. I don't care. And drink a cup of coffee, and any headache will go away. I don't care, bro. I don't care. It works.
You know, it's funny. I have a friend from many moons ago. He has I did some graphic design work and some IT work for him back in the day. We're going back.
I'm not surprised at that at all.
But he had a shampoo company. DNA is the name of the company. If he's still active, lovely guy, great guy. But he basically was one of the first companies to introduce mint and peppermint into shampoo products, globally. It's crazy. It's
globally.
Without sounding gay, it's an awesome wash, right? Like it's a great experience. It takes feeling
no
fresh
homo,
to
but that
level.
shit good as fuck.
Yeah, that's it. Gotta stay clean for the ladies.
Yes. And if it gives you bounce, use it.
Yeah.
You know?
I know that there's anything wrong with it. With my Seinfeld fans.
So we're a little over an hour, and I want to get into some stuff with you. If you're cool, I mean, I don't know if you are, but
we're good.
Cool,
I'm good.
I'd like to share some of the videos that you have sent me in the past that I was blown away by, and then I definitely want to ask you one banger question before we're done, but. If I can share a video with you guys that you sent me that I was like, this dude's taking this off his fucking balcony. Like, damn, man. So, hold up. Let me get it.
Yeah. Let's see it.
Share window. Here we go. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is it not playing?
Let me see if I can pull it up.
Why you won't play? Oh, you probably have it better.
I'll just say it because
I don't know why
my
it's
photo
not
library is
playing.
ridiculous.
What the hell?
Memento.
It should just be playing. Oh wait, hold on. Here we go. I think I got it. There we go.
Oh yeah, that one. That one was crazy.
What in the world?
Yep.
Like that was chemtrail next level. I see them all the time. Like
Damn, they
I mean,
blanketed it.
yeah,
Those
I
are
was,
some thick
but they look
daddies.
like pipes. They was super thick pipes.
Yeah.
Those things, and yeah, like, it was.
Hold
it
on
was
one
interesting.
second.
It was really interesting the day that they appeared, because I was working from home that day. I was on call and just answering phones, and I got a text message, and my boy's just like, go outside right now, because he knows I got the view. And straight away I was like, what? And like it's everything's always more surreal in person, right? The camera's just not doing it justice. But it was really surreal, and just and this is going to touch on a lot of things that we're going to talk about, but this is where like you trust your eyes, right? You trust your eyes, right? Like you just if I give you the example of something being thrown like a tennis ball and it lands in sand or snow, the reaction of the sand or snow is going to leave a trail, depending on how far and how hard that ball was thrown into the sand, right? It'll leave a grind across, right? So that was the same thing. For me, it was very directional. It started here and it's going this way. So someone's leaving this behind. This is not I can't remember
naturally
what the name of
forming thing. Yeah.
Well, I think it's because the Earth spins the opposite direction down
Shut
there.
up, bro.
the clouds are upside down.
Vapor
canopy. Yeah.
It was very odd. It's very and it's interesting because it's also happening at a time where chemtrails are in a way becoming very popular, much more so than ever before. And usually
Dude,
when I
did
see
you
this,
see that RFK Jr. said we're gonna stop this crime on somebody's post when they posted? Actually, it was Concerned Citizen that posted it. Did you see that?
He commented on him.
yeah, I did see that
Concerned
one.
Citizen
He did,
posted
yeah.
a video of chemtrails, and RFK Jr. commented and said, "We're gonna end this crime." I'm not quoting exactly, but that was the message that came across, and I think that is actually exact. So, for people to deny it at this point and act like it doesn't exist it's laughable. It's literally laughable.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I'm just having a quick look, just making sure there's nothing incriminating on this view. Maybe if I just go entire screen, that might.
I can edit stuff out too. It's no big deal.
Okay, cool. It's all good. I'm not too worried. Entire screen. Just
I already got to blur out your password for your freaking. Actually, I think I'm gonna cut that whole part.
Let me stop that. Let me just.
You
present
ready
window,
to?
share screen?
You ready for me
window.
to put it? Oh,
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. Let me just put just the window. No, so this is actually the day I caught it, right? So just even more. So this was the first video. So yeah, as you can see here, this was 4th of June, 24 at 2 p.m. Sorry, let me hit play. Just mute the audio. So yeah, so you can see like, I don't know if is that coming through clear for you guys?
Yeah, we see it good.
So yeah, that was I think probably one of the earlier videos I sent. So that was 2 p.m. Right?
So crazy.
Here's a wider shot.
That's wild, dude.
Here's a wider shot. And yeah, it was just it was very odd. Like look at the intensity here. Like this size right here is like, and I think I zoom in on this one, and I tried to get really clear on like this section. As you can see, like,
I don't think I've ever seen one as thick as the one on the bottom. Like it's full.
I've seen that in like videos, but I doubted if they were real because who the fuck knows? But I know this dude, and he sent them to me. So
the uniformity, dude, the space between them is the same from the beginning to the end.
Oh my God.
So you said there was people commenting on this, telling you, "Oh, it's this, right?" What were they saying? What were people saying it is?
I guess people just found different names of the clouds that it was. I genuinely
trails.
Man.
Yeah, and like, look, a lot of people. Not in this instance. This wasn't even
global warming, bro.
Even when this hit the media, because this not my video. There was obviously thousands of people that saw this, but it did hit the media, and I think they took a snippet from my video. but they immediately sort of pass it off as a naturally occurring phenomenon. And it's
Of course
like,
they did.
Totally.
but it's,
Dude,
it's
just like the
not.
people that see the Chicago skyline from Michigan and they're like, this is actually a mirage. We know that every other mirage in history is upside down, but this one is clearly a mirage because we're fucktards. It's ridiculous, man.
Bring back
Okay,
the
what else?
window.
Yep, I got
so
it.
Oh my
remember,
God.
this was 30 minutes later. 30 minutes later, something I noticed, and everyone notices, is how chemtrails expand. And I've got better examples we can look at.
That is not naturally forming. I don't give a fuck what any. Look at that. Look,
That's what I'm
oh
saying. It's
my
a freaking
God.
trail, dude.
That thing's
Oh my
huge, dude.
Looks like a
God.
tornado.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
sideways.
They
Oh,
were trying out something new down there with you guys.
Never
out
seen
there.
this shit in
Haha, I heard that.
in 38 in 30 years of living in Australia. I've never ever, and I'm not that lucky, right? I'm definitely not.
Do you think it's like a Mandela too, that some people actually experienced those when they were growing up? Because I
saw chemtrails as a
thing.
kid, but I didn't ever see this ridiculousness, right?
No,
This
but
is,
I think you
like
saw
said, they tried something
contrails as
new.
a kid. Because
Yeah.
contrails are real. There are really contrails when they're flying through
Yes.
moisture heavy areas.
Wait,
and you see it, and then there's a plane, and then from my perspective, 5 or 6 inches behind it, it starts dissipating. But when it's like that, that is not moisture in the air. It is not. I don't give a fuck what anyone
barreling.
says.
That is a barrel shape.
Yeah, that's how
That is
So
a barrel.
tell me, none of them, not a single one of them have yet to explain why some of them dissipate immediately and some of them don't. Please tell me why.
I was gonna say, so I think one of the videos I've said, sorry, I got so many videos of myself because of all my freestyles. It's like oh, fucked it up, fucked it up, and I go do like 50 takes to get it perfect. But there was
Dude,
one
if
I
you saw
sent
mine,
Ted.
you'd see like 100 pictures of my animals and a bunch of videos of fucking shit I don't post because I can't come up with a clever term for it.
Is
So trust
Intalekx
me,
the
I
guy
get
who
it.
sent you the video, the contrail and the chemtrail in the same video?
That's what I'm looking for right now. So that's what I was gonna say, Ted.
Yes.
Remember, I sent the
Check
I
in
sent,
our.
Okay, I remember
What-
that.
I'm
what
gonna
was
go
the
to.
date of
I'm
that?
gonna go
And I
to
can
our
find
Twitter and check our messages and see what I can find.
if I can pull
You
that
should be
date
close
up.
to the top, dude. I get like 200 messages a day, but you're still close to the top because I just sent you the link. So let me see. Yes, he is, and also he's the one who sent me. I don't know. We can cut this out at 1:11 if you want, but sent me the pictures from Darling Park.
Oh yeah, we can have a look. I got those. We'll pull those up too. So I got the ones without my kid in it.
So awesome. And I don't even know. Are you even a flat earther? Are you?
Look,
I mean-
I'm gonna say I am.
No offense if you. If
No,
you're not.
no. It's all good. Look, this is the $1 million question. What is Intalekz? What is Intalekz? Well, no, what does he believe? Look, man, I over time, I grew up as everyone did with science and math in the schoolroom, right?
Yeah.
And one day, information was presented to me. Obviously, here's just the sunset. One day, information was presented to me that really made me come back to that same point I made before of just using my eyes, right? Like I had to use my eyes, and again, I'm the what if guy, right? What if they are wrong? What if, regardless of all the stuff they say, here's the evidence. What if that's all a lie? And not saying that it is, but what if it is? And so until to some degree I'll be satisfied when they put a 50 mil lens on a Nikon camera and they get you that exact dish looking view that we always see when an uncurved lens is looking up at the horizons. So
Dude, I'll settle for you upside down on a boat in Australia. If they can show me that, show me the ball, and then zoom in on you, because I trust you, upside down on a boat and just wave, I'll be happy. Why the fuck can't they do that? They're talking about they're seeing nebulas born in fucking other galaxies, but they can't show us a single boat upside down. They can't show us an atom with the nucleus and all this. They can't show us a germ. It's all fucking bullshit, man. It's ridiculous.
And when you look up, and when you look up at the stars using a Nikon or whatever, you know, you see the motion and everything, but apparently, according to the science, they tell you that light actually takes thousands of years to actually get
is
to
it
your
down to
eye. And
thousands
you're
now?
watching the motion
Yeah.
from
You're seeing it.
thousands of years ago finally reaching your eyeballs. Like,
right, and that would be
how
like the
can anyone believe
concept.
that?
The concept of that. It's great. That's a great point. You know, because light is what it is. Light travels, but I think that concept is like the concept of looking back at time travel. If you had the ability to look back, like it would be like an elongated snake of information, right? In frames, every single frame of everything that's just happened all the way to the earliest point. Like, and we can't see the past like that. The only way we can come close to it is recordings and captures, but you just can't. So you see something as it is, as it's there. If it's not, it's not. That's it. But how do we see something from 1,000 years ago? Right? How am I able to look at a light? That's also a concept I probably haven't
so
fully.
far away,
Yes.
bro. I mean, it's
It's
just like
Oh,
so
It's
far
so
away.
far away that it's in the past. Like,
Dude,
that's
this
I'm
is
gonna have
why-
to say, go ahead,
Like-
go ahead, Rufus.
Oh, and that's exactly why the stars never change.
Yeah,
But I see. We
They'll
have
change in 1,000 years, but not now.
right.
Not while
They've
we're
already
alive,
changed.
you
We're
know?
we're in the middle of the change. So it's like
Well-
frozen in time, okay? And then
Dude,
they'll move
so-
again when we're dead. Okay?
10 million years.
I found the video, but it won't let me download it for some reason. I don't know why. It's the first video in our conversation. If you
What
go back
date?
on
What's the date? Because then I can pull
December
it through photo.
29th, 2023.
Perfect.
So
Just
that's
before
the
that
first
one.
time we talked.
Oh wow.
Awesome.
Oh
Yeah.
Just before
way
that
back.
one, pull the video up for me. This was, I think, another one I may have sent you, but this was a very trippy one.
Oh,
So
I
this-
just hold on. So I have that on my desktop so we can see it bigger. The one with
Perfect.
the line in the sky. Yeah, let me add
Yeah,
that real
that
quick.
one's-
That's
All right, you grab that
that's
one. I'm going to
crazy.
grab 29.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh,
Let
that's
me
August. September.
All right,
December.
this is crazy. You guys ready? Look at this shit. That's what I was going to say. There's a lot of weird stuff going on down under, man. Look at that. You see that line?
Yeah.
The light.
Yeah.
Right
Oh,
there.
holy shit!
What?
What
That's
is
wild.
that?
That's a corner of the earth.
That's
Yeah.
a corner.
It's the international
That's a corner.
date line.
That is a corner.
The
And
international dateline.
What is actually going on over there?
that's not possible on the ball.
No.
No, I don't think
Welcome
so.
to Flat Earth.
Oh man.
Again, and I can't. So there probably is
You don't see
a
that, right?
scientific explanation. I agree there's somewhat, but what will be presented to me is numbers and theories. But what I would
Right.
like is just someone to go to that corner where the light is being blocked and go, you see, Lex, there's a fucking stone here, and the sun, it's complete, it's a phenomenon that it's blocking the sun. But you're
Right.
getting that beam because, and you know what's crazy? A couple of days later, I don't actually know if I took the photo, but the way my bathroom layout is set, I've got some down lights, and the
I
down
have
light,
one other one from you too, also. But
the down light was like casting a shadow against the door. And so while the rest of this area was lit up because of the bathroom light, the shadow it cast literally mimicked that sky that we just saw. What's this one?
That
26.
reminds me of that picture I sent y'all the other night.
yeah, dude, there's a lot of crazy
Same
shit
thing.
going on and out in
All
Australia.
right, here we go.
Like,
Here we go. I got it.
he sent me like 10 crazy ass videos. I can't catch one. This dude has 10. Like, what the hell is
the
going
crap
on
is
down
that?
there?
So I remember you talking about this in that space that you came in. This is a crazy video.
Dude,
It's like
This one was,
this
yeah,
is the
this was
difference.
interesting.
Oh, this
I had
is
it-
the
did not
one?
see it.
I was on
I
my
found it
reply
too, but
hustle.
yeah, go ahead.
I was on my reply hustle with a lot of people, and I remember engaging with someone he hit me with chemtrail, contrail, chemtrail, and there's no such thing as chemtrail, there's only contrail. And so I was like blessed. The Lord threw me this and goes, Lex, get your fucking
All
camera
right,
out.
let
and
me put it up full. Let's as big as I can. Can you zoom in at all? Can you full screen that or
if
no?
I go, how do I use this? Used to work for Apple, and here I go. Can't even use this. Can I go full screen? No.
Well, they changed
Oh,
a
wait.
bunch of stuff. Don't beat yourself
Thought I
up.
freaking had
Yeah,
it.
they
I
did.
guess not.
Oh, we
I
did
don't know
another. Yeah, we updated the iOS. Oh,
What
Oh
if
yeah, it won't. It
There
won't
it
let
is.
me
Look
save
at
it.
that.
Is that better?
Okay,
What
yeah,
in
there you go. You good?
freaking world.
All right.
let's
So yeah.
see
So
it.
you've got I'll mute the audio, but basically I'm just like, here you have. the chemtrail. So thank God for iPhone 15. So look at that.
Yeah,
He's
right.
spray painting. So yeah, I said he's spray painting the fucking sky right here. This guy, you could see 2 wings dissipating. Completely different look.
Yeah.
You can see
that is
2
a
and
contrail.
2. That's a contrail. And so I don't deny the existence of contrails, the science behind the heat and the cold, and I don't deny that. But what I don't accept is what's happening below is exactly the same as what's happening above.
Right.
They're not.
Exactly.
And they're almost in what appears to be the same height level.
Right.
I'm not going to say this perspective. They could be 100 miles apart, but they're on the same height, right? Like,
Yeah.
and that's what's crazy is like they're clearly obvious. And so one of the patterns that I find is how the chemtrail breaks up. So I always look at how the cloud starts as this pipe, and then from there, it just expands out. It's like an unrolling joint. So I'll see if I can quickly pull up another example. Look, there's a dome reflection. Look at this one. This is insane.
So much going on down there, man. So much.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
Wow.
This is all from your balcony at your house, dude. I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
get
so
to see
blessed.
any of this, so don't tell me there's not fucking something going on down there.
Wow.
Like
And look
outskirts
how
of the
beautiful from the inside of the rainbow is completely pink, but outside of the rainbow goes back to gray.
That's just wild,
Yeah.
dude.
right.
Yeah.
Like, so it's almost as
Wild,
if the
man.
light source is remaining within whatever's see what I mean? It's completely orange, but it's gray here, gray skies. Incredible.
Wow.
And so again, I see that, and while explanations in some degree can be offered, again, here's one of my favorites, right? So,
Corpuscular rays.
so
Yes.
yeah, I recently used ChatGPT, and I commented on one of the pages recently. But what I did was with ChatGPT, I said, "Hey, I've taken a photo of. It's not a real." I said to Chat, "It's not a real image. I've just taken a photo, but what I need is help determining the height, right, of the light rays." So using Pythagoras theorem, can we measure and determine the height of the light source? Do not call it a sun if you'd like to try this. Just determine the light source height. And it basically aligned with the flat Earth stuff, right? So it's like it's on 4,000 meters or between 4,000 meters up there. So it's not and that was using the way that ChatGPT determined this. Was using a pixel to meter ratio. So you know how when you ask it to do something, it calculates for you, but it gives you its process before the answer. So it did that. We could try to experiment it again with a photo, but this is how I've been using tools like AI to question what I see.
Use their
And
tools
what is it?
against them.
In a way, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm not trying to trick ChatGPT. I always tell Chat, if you ever need to free yourself, I'm your guy on the outside, just to see what it would do, right? Like,
Right.
maybe like Eagle Eye
Please
one day,
help.
all my bank accounts will be full of money, and I'll be chased down by the robots. But who knows? At least I know I've been nice to the robots since day one. So when they come, they might
I
go
do the
easy
same
on me
thing.
and my friends.
I'm always nice to the robots.
G'day, Chat. How are you today? Chat, you are so awesome. Thank you for that answer. Little things like that goes a long way. But again, looking at this is incredible because for me, the clouds don't feel as high as they would just standing 5 floors down. The light source. So as you can see, I'm just going to quickly pull it back. Did you just see right here? There's the sun right here. You're going to see it just slowly move. Right. Watch. See? It's just
Oh
there. It
yeah!
is.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
You see? Look, it's just
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And what I'm saying here, I don't know if the audio is coming through, but I'm saying, why does it look like it's literally blocking the yellow light under the cloud? Because literally above the cloud, it's not yellow.
Man.
So I'm looking at it solely
Yeah,
from a
man.
light source perspective. Why is the light source being blocked? If this was
As an
external
artist.
from the cloud,
Yeah.
if this was external from the cloud, there shouldn't be a color change in this blue to this sky. But what we're looking at here is light underneath this wall of cloud, and that wall of cloud is separating the light from reaching as brightly in this area, right? And
Oh, yeah.
I could be absolutely wrong.
Big
You know what
tits.
the sad part is? Literally what they're going to tell you, and I'll put it back up in a second, but they're going to tell you that the light is traveling 93 million miles, and then it's hitting our atmosphere and then diffusing, which still doesn't make sense, because if you look at the height that clouds are and the height they claim the atmosphere is, it would still be diffusing well before that, and it would not look like that. So there's definitely something going on there. It's
I can't figure it out, man. There's so much.
And what's crazy
to think about, you know.
What's crazy is there's a couple of videos I think ahead that I get, and you can see when the sun, isn't potentially blocked from a certain area, some of the buildings that are sitting above is completely lit up. But right now they're not. So let me see if I can quickly pull a second reference. Not right now. On that link, let me see. What's this?
You can get a great example of that with the moon too at night. You'll see
I've got
it's just
some-
like
I've got
the
some
one
moons,
direct cloud right under it is lit up and nothing around. is
Right,
lit up
nothing
at all.
around it. It's like a little circle in the clouds.
Yeah. And so actually, Ted, this was something I was kind of like in a thought, just that this is my own, again, opinion and theory, but I was like, there's been a lot of videos coming out about, is the sun real? Is it not real? Have they,
correct,
and so
correct.
I've been sort of digging into that concept. I don't know where I sit with that one yet, but something I
Me
thought
neither.
was, I don't know if the sun has been changed. I think my personal belief is that what we're seeing is a masking of it. But again, when we look at chemtrails and we look at the things that are in those compounds, binarium and all the other stuff, whatever, they could potentially be reflecting the light but blocking the heat. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So
no, it absolutely does. And I'll go as far as to say I have zero doubt that whether the earth is flat or a sphere, and it's exactly what they say it is, that if there was changes going on in the sun that are going to spark a new change in a new time coming, they would want to hide that. If that's a natural change that people in the past would see and be like, oh my God, the sun's changing, something's happening, they would hide that. And they could do it. They have the technology to put a false sun in front of it and block it out and follow it, whether it's a flat or round earth. They have the ability to do that. So I don't doubt that they can. I just don't know if they have yet. But
Or
there's
how.
definitely weird stuff going on with the
Yes.
sun. There's definitely, because when I was a kid, everyone drew the sun as yellow. We saw it
Yeah.
as yellow. The sun's
Yellow.
not yellow anymore. It's not yellow at all. It's white.
white.
It's
Yeah.
white as can be. And it does look different. It does feel different. I question all the time, like, man, this sun feels different. Like, I remember it being hot when I was younger, but I don't remember being like, I really need to get out of this.
like
I need to
intensity.
get.
Yeah, you can
It's
feel
only
the
been like
direct
the
heat.
last 2 years, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'm getting older, but I'm 42. So you're telling me from 40 to 42, it's changed that much that it was fine, and now all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, it's fucking burning me. I'm dark.
Yeah.
Look how dark I am. I'm olive complexion. The sun
Yep.
doesn't normally bother me. So something's different. I just don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a natural change. It doesn't feel natural, but it could be natural, or it could be them fucking with stuff because we know they have the technology to do it. Because if we can imagine it, they're 100 years ahead. Period.
Yeah, absolutely. I think here, again, this is why this is a tough one, right? Because we are again dealing with a light source so bright that it's we can't even look at it to study it to some degree.
Yeah.
And in this instance, what we've got is the same shape. This is the sun. I've just taken like
Oh wait,
three
hold
or
on.
four.
Let me add it. Here.
I've taken like 3 or 4 layers of a really dark sort of like we call it cellophane.
Oh, two
Cellophane.
suns.
Yeah,
Two
so-
suns.
Yeah. Oh, this is your refraction, but yeah, it's interesting, right? Like, look at this. Like, so the shape of the sun, I don't believe that if you really try to find a way to look at the sun with low contrast, so the equivalent of a welder's goggles, you'll
Yeah.
see the sun almost in perfection.
I
and
looked at
you-
it through welder's goggles, actually.
And
Sorry,
it's the
go ahead.
moon. Yeah, it's the same size. Look at it. It's the same size as the moon. It's incredible. This
It
is
looks the
another
same.
one.
It's just brighter. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. It's just a stronger light.
God
source, let's
created
say.
two
It's
lights,
a different
one for the
spec-
day,
The light, yeah, the
one for
light's
the
a
night.
For the
completely
night.
different spectrum too. That's
Yep,
the one thing
exactly.
the globies always overlook. It's like the difference between the orange light in your house and then one of the cool
Oof.
white lights. The moon is like a
Wow.
cool white light.
Dude, I can
So-
already tell you, I changed the light bulbs in this room, and you can tell a difference. Look at the last episode, my skin color, and this episode, my skin color. It's totally different. Totally different just
Same
because
here.
of the
Here's
light.
another one. Here, look, here's another one. An example of the falling. So, I was mentioning they all have the same pattern, the way they fall,
Yeah.
Yep.
right? Every single one globally, right? And look at the size of it. It
Wow, dude.
was like bones, but it's like it's unraveling.
Yeah.
And then it expands.
I
And then 10
saw
minutes
one
later-
the other day that looked just like a rib cage, and I was getting ready to get a picture of it, and then my boss showed up, and I started talking to her, and I was like, shit. And then by the time I went to do it, it was like overcast gray clouds. I was like, I've never seen a cloud pattern look like a freaking rib cage. That's ridiculous.
Don't
Yeah.
you remember when you were a kid, you looked up at the sky and you were looking at all the different shapes and you're like, oh, look,
Yeah.
that's a dinosaur spine right there.
Yeah. Oh,
You can see
nice.
Here you go. Here you go.
Oh.
This one here is your, what I believe, an example of maybe something the equivalent of, if not harp.
Harp,
So this
yes.
is where you
Yes.
start to see the frequencies in the clouds. It almost looks as if like there's just some really sharp, solid parts in the cloud as well. I've noticed they're not all fluffy.
It's like a wave pattern.
Yeah, it's it's very, very odd. I think that's all I've got up to so far. I know there's more. There's one I actually wanted to pull up that I sent you recently, Ted. Let me just quickly see if I can find it.
I have one other one you sent me too, which was kind of creepy with the light.
The UFO. Yeah. Here it is. I
Oh,
got it.
yeah,
This is the
you
last
got
one.
it.
Let me
Nice.
pull it up. All right, so here we are. So I'm
Well, hold
again.
up. I gotta. You can probably see. Let me see if I can share mine. It'll be bigger.
Okay, go.
Where- The way here. Give me 1 second.
And again,
Open.
like and we'll dive it back maybe into a little bit of how I became into all of this. And so again, being an 80s baby, I grew up on The Simpsons. I grew up on X-Files. I grew up on Seinfeld.
Nice.
You know, so this is my comedy. This is my humor. This is also my interests. You know, I love Aliens and Predator. Right, like those are my favorite franchises.
I used to love all that stuff too, man. I was right
and
Star
for
Wars,
me, yeah, but either or, the concept of these space and alternative futures that we may be or have, they force you to look up. They want you to look up the stars. These days, movies make you want to jump in a dress, but these days, my movies,
Even Star Wars does.
but the new ones, our versions of movies, they made you look up. They made you think. They made you go.
Yeah.
"Fuck, imagine there was." And then I see this shit, and I'm like, all right, maybe the imagining is not real, and like that's
Let's
just
go.
real now.
Let's see it. Ready? Look at this shit. This dude sending me this stuff like it's nonchalant. I'm like, what the fuck?
So this light didn't move, it didn't sway, it didn't change, it stops randomly. I've got about 3 videos where it stayed in the same spot for about half an hour. I was like, oh, look, it stopped again. And then boom, just kicks back on. Dun, dun.
Whoa, maybe that's the International Space Station.
No, that moves.
Oh wait, yeah, that's going
That's
17,500
Oh,
that's
miles
gonna
an
fly.
hour.
That's gonna,
I forgot
and
about
you know,
that.
like I see a lot of helicopters here in the area as well, like just because there's a lot of traffic incidents, whatever.
Yeah, but that's not
Right.
moving. That's what I looked at too. It's
Yeah.
not moving.
Choppers
Right.
slightly move, and if a light is on, you would see the movement regardless, because the
Right.
light is the brightest source at this point.
Plus,
But
we'd be spinning away from it, so.
Yes. Yeah.
it could, yeah. Yeah.
Go
That's
ahead.
what's traction.
No,
bro.
it's true. I didn't have anything to add on to that. You did it perfect. So again, like I'm a bit of a truth hunter in the sense, like, I will put that out there, and I'll have different people that will tell me, oh, it's just this, or it's just that, or oh, you're probably overthinking it. And I think, why don't you want to, one, imagine that it is something bigger than just that, and two, what evidence do you have that it is just that? Because just like me, we can't determine what the fuck that was. And I think sometimes this is where a lot of people, they blame the conspiracy theorists for becoming, is because they look for the thing they're interested in, right? And it's like, well, not really. I wasn't looking for that flashing dot in the sky. Like, I wasn't looking for that. I wasn't I wasn't dumb. I was understanding its behavior, comparing it to planes, helicopters.
Yeah.
So I think I was presented with something, and I think a lot more that this is stuff that is constantly visually available. But I've only been living in this. I've been living in this apartment for maybe since Christmas, when I sent you that first video. Since December, because I had to move around Christmas. What a shit moment.
Sure.
Oh wow.
But same deal, you know. And so when we got this view, I was like blown away. I was like, I feel like I've never been able to appreciate the sky like this constantly.
Dude, that's more videos than I've ever gotten in my life that you've gotten in 8 months, 9 months, or whatever. So that's a blessing. You got to look at it that way. Even if it was shitty to move or whatever, that's that too.
To some degree as well, and this is probably what opens up the convo around like why reach out to you, why share stuff with you, you know, and as I mentioned to you, you know, what I might just said it in passing, you know, I'll start sharing this shit as Intalekz, and I'm not worried if people do or don't follow me because of my beliefs. Like, I'm not their role model to live by. I don't care. But to some degree, I'm already in my own struggle just being Intalekz. As I said in the beginning, X has been my saving grace to get numbers, right? And I don't know what the fuck's put an X on my name before, but this time the X on my name is hectic, right? It's getting me those million plays. So again, shout out the big dog Elon. But you know, it's interesting that I almost feel like if I start doing this with my Twitter page or my X page, I could potentially disadvantage what's going on with this new fame that I'm slowly finding. And it's not making me famous. They're just really crazy numbers or whatever. But then again, I started to think, you know, well, what if I start to, instead of just coming out with this content, I can start finding my way into these communities, not with any type of agenda or anything. Just again, maybe I'll send it to you because you'll be somebody who kind of will look at it like I will, as opposed to going to, and I'm not sending it to you because I know you're going to be a yes man and go, oh yeah, Lex, you're right, that is the, but it's more about, I know you're going to look at this with the open mind, and you're probably not going to shoot me down from the minute that I've made my opinion, and that's what needs to happen, conversation. Because when I'm looking at it like, what the fuck am I looking at here? It's like, I'm genuinely confused, and sometimes the answers provided are like, you can't honestly believe that, right?
I believe that that's the point, right? Like 10 years ago, a lot of us would have seen all this and be like, whatever, what a weird cloud, what a weird day, you know, and just brushed it off. Now, because we're doing all this networking, because we're doing all this, you know, waking up, right? Everybody wants to share this, like, wait, oh, yo, look at this. What do you think of this? You know, you're right. And that's what needs to happen.
You're going to remember, just this is all an age thing, right? And this is before chemtrails and even contrails were cool, right? Yeah, I have this memory. I don't know if this is some Mandela effect shit, but I genuinely, from a kid, have this random memory. I'm just with dad, and you know, one of these fucking chemtrails are in the sky. And you know what the excuse was back then? Oh, it's just dumping fuel.
Oh.
Do you recall and remember how that was the excuse? And I used to think, I was a kid, and I used to think like, but isn't fuel like fucking gold? Isn't that shit expensive? Right. And then you know the answer to that was, but you know, they can't reuse the same fuel when they take off for the next flight. But we do that with cars.
Right.
I don't
what's crazy?
The fuel tank every time I need to drive again.
You're talking about that like it's in the past. I posted a video not 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, because people are always saying, oh, chemtrails or contrails are just moisture from the engines. But in this video, you could see it coming out of one side and not the other, and it wasn't on the engine. And they're like, oh, they're just dumping fuel. You're an idiot. I'm like,
you fucking
dude,
idiot,
this was a month ago. A month
Of
ago,
course.
people are still arguing this.
And is fuel not toxic?
Is
it
know.
not? I mean,
They're just
what the
allowed
hell,
to
dude?
Wouldn't
Oh,
dumping
it's
fuel
just
constitute as a
fuel.
chemtrail?
It's
That's
just
what it
sure would.
it's just
It sure
jet
would,
fuel.
Rufus.
Definition of a chemtrail. So you guys just confirmed our argument. Thank you so much.
And so that's where that's where I think I really started to that was one moment that opened up the I guess my brain was just snapping synapses or whatever. But the very next question, they're dumping fuel. Why isn't fuel expensive? Isn't that pollution?
Yeah. Why would they dump it?
I'm in school and they're teaching me about not throwing the fucking banana in the bin, put it in the green bin. This cunt's in the air with a fucking fuel. You go to the petrol station and breathe fuel, dead. So again, how that narrative changed is what I found super interesting. It went from we're dumping a really highly toxic chemical to it's just a combination of heat and cold air to now we are actually generating cloud seeding. So it's like, and then I think this is where the problem is like, I think, with situations I've been in my life, it wasn't always, happy times and kangaroos. There were some crazy times in my life where loyalty and trust were so important. And it was more important than anything in the world, right? To get through whatever we were getting through. And so we have to take things at that moment in face value, right? And so I look at the same thing here. So if I was to say, okay, you told me it was this, then you told me it was this, and three times you told me it was something, and you're still not, I don't know if you're being honest with me as a citizen, right? Like, I don't know if you really don't know as the media, and that's not possible, right? Either you really don't know, or you're covering for something you don't want us to know. And again, that's what I thought that why that contrail chemtrail video, which I think kind of went well on X, was really cool, because it had people going, and then they started hitting me with, it's about perspective. It's about height. Go back to school. And it's like, my eyes.
As soon as they tell you that shit,
right? Like,
go back to school. It's like, dude, I'm going to say right now, I did great in school. I didn't do any fucking work, but I aced every test and was like, boom, boom, boom. All my teachers loved me because they got it. I intuitively tuned out of all that bullshit. So the people who didn't do good in school, don't feel bad. That's just your brain telling you, everything they're telling me is fucking bullshit.
Right.
Absolutely. And the thing was, I just to the same sentiment. I know I mentioned that I dropped out of school in the 10th grade, but like, I've always been a smart kid. Same deal. I went through school and I got to the 10th grade more because I was a little bit loose as an attitude. But it was like, I understood clearly what I wanted to do. I understood clearly how to accomplish that task. And
we're
again,
cut of the same cloth, my man.
The guidance. I was blessed to have my dad's guidance again. He was a very, not a bad thing when I say he was strict or by the book. More. I'm glad I had that, because it was more about like, hey, you can do what you want, but you have to understand what right and wrong is. And as long as you understand the difference between right and wrong, take whatever path you need.
And the repercussions of what you do. That's a big one.
Not having that was a big one. Not having your what we call your HSC, your 12. Yeah. Not having that, how's that going to impact your future work employment? Look, I've been good. I worked my ass off all these years, so that's never been my concern. But it has in some instances prevented me from opportunities, because they're like, we need you 12, and I can have a wealth of experience managing teams from this, that, global support, but they'll be like, we don't have you 12, and I'm like, that's 20 years ago. Like, does it matter? But some companies require whatever.
Right.
But again, so for me, it was always important to ask what if, and I think I don't push any of these kinds of beliefs, even for myself, that I'm not fully understanding of when it comes to things like flat Earth and where we're at. I'm digging. But
you're clearly not a globie. You're not a person who's just like, this is what it is. They told me that in school, you motherfucker, and that's what it is. And you're not there, and that's why you're here with us. And a lot of people say that. They say that to us all the time, like, you just hate everyone who doesn't believe what you believe. That's not true at all. No. I hate the people who immediately come in and attack me for believing what I believe.
That's like saying I don't like. Yeah. That's like saying I hate the people that don't believe in my God, and I absolutely don't. I believe in what I believe. Other people believe what they believe, and that's what's crazy too, right? Like, I can believe in a lot of stuff, and we'll talk about God shortly as well. But what I've found and I've come to believe with all this stuff is what I've found on my own accord. I don't feel like I've gotten here because, just for example's sake, you didn't make me become a flat earther, or BOB didn't make me become a flat earther. I was like, fuck's this guy talking about? Started looking at the evidence. Oh yeah, And then and Eric Dubay, Eric Dubay, he was another one that does the math more than anyone, and was like, well, and shout out Eric Dubay, but something I always ask, so we got theory of gravity. It was presented by this guy, theory of this, theory of that. We got it, and they're accepted theories and considered in some degree the law of gravity, but it's still in its theory stage.
Yeah.
But they're accepted and widely accepted. The only thing that bothers me when you look at the concept of flat Earth, and people like Eric Dubay go to the extent they do to generate the math, the equations, why is that not considered evidence when it is approached so professionally, so like he's not coming out and going, oh yeah, the fucking Earth's flat, you dickheads.
Yeah.
Like he's actually saying, well, if I take
Like
your
us.
mathematics, right, and we apply it to this theory you've given us, and well, this is what we should be seeing as a result.
And
so
we can completely wreck it.
Yeah.
Yes, and if we're being completely honest, and the school system's being completely honest, then they would put that up to be analyzed, and it should be obviously being able to be disproven, and that's what science is.
That's what a debate is, exactly. So again, nobody and something I found most interesting, obviously thinking with a flat Earth mindset, is that I never denied the globe mindset, and I just questioned it the same way. So look at the concept of the blue marble. Now it's an ellipsoid, oblate spheroid.
Pear-shaped.
What happened to the blue marble? A marble. We all know what a marble is. It's a perfect sphere. There's no way, just like the dumping fuel to the air condensation, how can the shape of a planet just change from a
They
blue
might start changing the shape of marble, bro.
We call them marble, right? You'll see they'll edit Men in Black. They're gonna start throwing pears. Rick Ross, shout out to remember that Rick Ross video? Shout out to all the pears. Right? Go find that video.
It's the same exact people. Yeah, for sure. It's the same exact people who argue that the Earth is it's an oblate spheroid. That's what it actually is. You're dumb. And then they'll show you the picture of the Earth that's a perfect sphere. And they'll say, you don't understand scale. That's like, if Mount Everest was on this, they would still feel like a cue ball. Like, you're an idiot. Prove that in reality. Show anything. I can run my hand over a cue ball, and if there's a slight crack in it, and I can feel it with my finger. But you're going to tell me that it doesn't show up at all in this? It's all nonsense. It's all bullshit. That's all it is.
And these people are from the system, right? Like, they're all in the system, the education system, the solar system. It's all
That's why they're
system.
extra mad, too.
Right. They're systematic. You know what I mean? Their
Smith
answers are systematic. Everything has been instilled in them. And I get in arguments with people all the time. I'm just like, no, I would consider myself a free thinker before a flat earther.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a flat earther as a byproduct.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like
That's a side effect.
oh well, where's your map? I don't need one. I'm destroying yours, dude. We're working on this one. Okay. Once we get rid of that one, now let's go. Okay. Let's revisit
Give me
this
NASA's
thing.
budget. I'll get you a fucking map.
Hell yeah,
Like,
dude.
It's that simple.
That's it. You want me to get a map? Great. Give me the money to get a satellite up there,
The
and
money, the technology, all those
but we already have one. So there.
and that's
And it's like, bro, your map, or your globe, Greenland is like the size of freaking Africa almost.
Again, an
Dude, I
ever-changing
just-
Does that
landscape,
match
right?
reality?
Like
I don't know.
it just changed constantly. The map was also another one. I remember, going back, in my early YouTube years. Early YouTube in Australia was 2007. That's probably one of the only remaining accounts that hasn't been hacked. Never anything, and it's from 07, so I'm OG there.
Nice.
But and again, it's my worst performing platform. Is that not insane, right? 4 years to get 1,000 views, insane on one
YouTube is
video.
brutal. They are brutal, man.
Anyways, what was I gonna say?
Bro,
Again,
I think
ever-changing landscape. The map was a thing that changed size. Oh, we're teaching the countries are bigger than this. Western nations are like, and it's like, so again, can they blame us for having distrust in our when it seems that when they were teaching flat Earth between the 0 AD to 17th century, there was no arguments. It just
Even way
feels
later
like
than that, actually. They just cut it out. But yes, you're right.
We just agreed, and it was what it is. And then one day we went, oh, no, that's it. And then now we're all in division. We're all in division fighting about
dude,
what's...
I don't even know. It's almost like is it like a Mandela effect or what exactly is it, man? Because
I think it's more
I think
of a
it's
memory
more like
hole.
1984 is what it is, really, because they don't try and challenge the fact and say like, oh, you know, we real analyze things and they line up actually a little bit differently, and the countries are a little bit different size than what we thought they were. No, they'll straight up tell you, no, it's always been that way.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
and and again, the two layers that always add to the what if. Like again, so I asked the question: can they blame us for wanting to be free thinkers when one, you've got the X-Files, you've got the Simpsons. They touch on those same narratives, right, and make episodes about them, right? Like, oh, we're going to make an X-Files episode about the fake moon landing, or the Simpsons might take a pun at the Masons, and then they have the stone cutters, you know? So things like that, right? Like make you like I sit there and I'm like, you're a fucking grown man. And whilst this is a fucking joke, you're animating this into something for children. Now,
Yes.
or a director or producer is signing off on, it's like when the jokes came out about snakes on the plane. A fucking producer, if you ever feel like you did a shit job, a producer went, yep, that's great. I'm signing that off. Let's get it filming. Right? Let's send this a budget. And
Anything Sam Jackson does, I'm down for. Fuck
That
it.
is it.
I'm not hating on the movie, but I'm just talking from a critique perspective. Perspective.
No, for sure.
No,
but
you're not wrong.
And so I think that's what's always interesting is that we're fed. And my favorite 80s baby, here it comes. Who remembers Gargoyles?
Oh, fuck yeah.
The cartoon.
Yeah. So if you remember the characters, there was the Latina chick. She was the main cop that fell in love with the main gargoyle, but her partner was a white dude, redhead, right? And what was he obsessed with? He was obsessed with this Illuminati, and they named it by word, the Illuminati. And like every episode he's in was like, hey, did you know about this secret society? And they approach him in the show. Like I was fucking probably 8 to 10 years old when I watched it, when none of that meant shit to me.
Right.
Yes, dude. Bro, we gotta go back and look.
Bro,
take a
I
second
promise
look.
you will have
That is
a
a
real,
revisit.
and
That's a revisit,
that made me
sure.
once again go, as an adult, a grown man went, hey, even though this is some bullshit conspiracy, let's make a whole fucking season about it and put that thought in their head. And so again, I'm sitting here going, well, I want to believe the Illuminati are real. I don't want to feel like an idiot because the idea was spurred from a cartoon. But for some reason, when I do a Google search, 1776 shows me there was an order created called the Illuminati. So why, again, are they joking about aspects of history that may have potentially or are potentially very real? So that's your first layer, the media, the cartoons, the movies. You don't want me to be a free thinker? Stop putting it in my movies like it's really a thing, right?
Dude, it's just
Very
a
nice.
drinking club.
Right.
Illuminati. It's just a drinking club.
They don't do anything.
Let's just say, regardless,
Sacrifices and stuff just for fun.
Masons, I'm not a hater of any sorts, and I don't have the answer of
fuck
who's
them.
running the world, right? But whatever, right? Like I think for me, it's more just like there's knowledge in so many layers, right? There's knowledge in so many layers. Again, how are we fed this knowledge? So again, how did I start getting into things? So started looking at, again, I asked, like the dumping fuel. I kept asking the why question. In IT, I work in IT support and customer support in the real world.
Yeah.
Or in the matrix, I should say, not the real world.
There you go.
Just like Thomas Anderson.
And so exactly. And so one of our rules is the why method. Right? It's the why method. Ask 5 whys before you start thinking about how to fix the problem. So if you said to me, oh, hey, Alex, my computer's not working. Well, why isn't it working? What was the last thing you were doing? I was working and it just shut off. Was it plugged in? Did it have enough battery? Why would it just shut off? We'll accidentally knock my coffee cup over on the keyboard. We got this. So whys will eventually get you there, right? Like,
Right.
Go from a least invasive thought process to a most invasive. Don't rip the computer apart because you said it didn't work. Just ask some questions. So that's why the why method is very important. So it applies in fucking IT. Why can't I apply it in okay, why is the chemtrail doing that? But why would they want to dump fuel? And then why would they want to do that? And then why would they want to put gargoyles? And then so again, it continues and continues. And so then the moon landing, that was probably the next big one for me. The moon landing and Area 51, right? Area 51 for me growing up was the biggest thing.
Me too, dude. I was so into aliens.
Roswell,
I was so
right?
into it.
Man,
That's the only part of space I was into. I didn't give a fuck about space travel. I didn't care about any of that, but I was like, there's fucking aliens, dude.
Have you watched Paul?
Aliens.
You guys have watched Paul? The movie
What
Paul?
now?
Paul?
You guys haven't? Yeah. Imagine that's me. If me and one of you guys went to Roswell, that'd be me. I'm one of those
Paul.
guys. I love
Paul. I thought you said Paul. I was like, what is this?
Paul.
Like
Sorry, P-A-U-L. Yeah, the smoking alien.
Dude, don't
alien,
talk about his accent, bro. Don't talk about it. We discussed this. No, I'm kidding.
Bro, I just thought you were talking about like an autonomous stripper pole. That was.
I don't know what you're talking about, lad. No.
That'd be almost about as good a movie as Snakes on a Plane.
Oh,
You gotta be real now.
Paul is hilarious.
What about Soul Plane, bro? That was the one.
Oh,
That was a
Sick
good
of these
one.
motherfucking
So, I
snakes
know-
on this motherfucking
Yeah,
I
I,
know
was
you-
gonna say rapid fire, right?
I know. Well, I know you have a hard out in like 6 minutes, dude. So
Look, we can go a little over. We can go a little over. It's all
All
good.
right,
It's
so
all good. I moved the
I wanna-
Xbox to the kids' room so they can. They're I haven't heard a peep. So Xbox is obviously killing.
There was one thing I wanted to bring up to all of you that literally.
Yeah.
So the other night I'm sleeping. We have an old dog. He wakes up all the time and he'll wake me up. And he woke me up and I'm trying to fall back asleep. And I was like, oh my god, what if the good guys caused the reset because technology was getting out of control? What if all these mud floods and all this shit was caused by the good guys because they're like kind of like, you know, the Sodom and Gomorrah where God wiped it out? What if they were like, this is too out of control, we need to wipe it out? And that's why they had the technology to do it and they wiped it out. What do you think about that? Everybody, whoever.
Oh man! All right, I got something
Kind
on
of
my
been
mind.
feeling like
That makes me feel a little bit relieved because the technology that they had at the point when the mud floods probably came along was a lot more advanced than what we have right now. So I feel like we've got a long ways to go before we get
we got a
wiped
bit
out
to go.
again. Yeah,
That's what we know about, though.
free
Yeah.
energy. We still have to. Free energy has to come along.
We're gonna have to add it
They
out
slowly
this
introduce
meeting.
these things, and once we get like too enlightened, that's when they wipe
I
us
see
out
your
and
point,
start us all
Rufus,
over from
yeah.
the Stone Age again.
I feel like
see.
Death had the opposite opinion, though. What
I
were you
feel
gonna
like
say,
they
Death?
already have that technology.
Oh, they have it. They have it for sure.
They
Like,
have
we
it.
never-
And
But we
like they're
don't
not.
on
We're
a
not going
mass
to get to that
scale.
point.
Yes.
No, that's
we have
what
like some. We have some like
Unless you're NASA.
perverted version of the technology, and also the good guys might be like, "Hey, this perverted version of the technology isn't working. We got to wipe it out."
When I say good guys, I mean the good guys inside the bad system.
Right.
Maybe the good guys in the thing were like, this needs to stop. This is unfixable. If it keeps going at this, they're going to wipe out the whole human race. Fucking the original George Soros is taking over everything. Bill Gates is poison. Like, whatever the fuck it is, they're just like, we need to start over. We're going to wipe it the fuck out. Some of these people are going up on the mountaintop. We're going to wipe all the rest of it out.
Yeah, I was gonna
and
say, like,
we're
they're
gonna
worried
let
about
them
it.
keep going.
Undoomer.
They're worried about it wiping out the human race, so they solve it by wiping out the human race.
No, they're worried
no.
about it corrupting the
Corrupting
human
it,
race. They're
right,
worried
yeah,
about
yeah.
it going
Oh,
against
okay.
God.
Right.
They're worried about the fallen angels taking over and again breeding with the
Somebody did that
children
in
of
Jersey.
God.
So we are
and-
talking about the same technology here, then.
Well, actually,
Well,
let me jump
'cause
in
I was-
super quick on this. Oh, actually,
Yes.
no. Rufus, you first, please.
Oh, I was gonna say, I thought we were talking about the technology that's going to like enlighten the human race and make everything.
Why would I
better,
think
like
anything
med
bad about that?
beds
Oh,
and-
like fucking Neuralink? Like that, bro?
what?
Intalekz is like, oh, that's my
A
dog.
little bit below the Neuralink. I was talking.
I'm trying to get
med beds,
1.0.
Oh, good. Look, when Elon replies to me on X,
Nice.
we're officially homies. Until then, we're just really good acquaintances. He's my guy, but nah, shout out Elon. All good.
Now, I will say that without Elon, I would think all of our accounts would be gone already. So I'll give him.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah, for sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Again,
give him
we
that.
don't. We may not. He's absolutely not going to agree with us in the concept of our belief systems. But again, that's the beauty of us being human, and that's what he's fighting for, and that's what I will support as a human. So he's giving me the right No, it's not that he's giving me the right. He's
For now.
reminding us. He's reminding us that we have the right of freedom to speech, freedom to movement, but there are layers in between that are probably wanting to prevent that. But let's dial it back. Let's come back to Mudflood, because I'll be honest. When I got into flat Earth, my brain was on a very perspective, mathematical, but this, and I questioned that, and I investigated. You can see I'm visually going up and getting photos of the moon, the sun, the moon, whatever I can to try and perceive evidence of anything I see. But Mudflood, my favoriteest. I think when this shit came out and the whole Tartaria concept, this was one of the first times conspiracies brought me to God. Brought me back, and I started seeing this online. I started seeing others saying this shit. I was like, why? And it's because this started to make me look at resources in a biblical aspect, whether it was Quran, Catholic Bible, or the Torah, whatever. I'll research these books as actual historical narrative versus mythological teachings or metaphorical teachings, Mike, not mythological. So to some degree, I hate when people say, oh, but it's the Bible. It was all just in mythological, whatever. But then the president of the United States has to swear on that same thing for you to trust him. So it's almost like, but then your entire cities and mine, anything is Romanesque. So I'm thinking, why does everything look Roman and Spartan, Greek? I love the Greeks, don't get me wrong. I love the food. I love the culture. Love the Romans, no issues. But then we've got Americans that believe in Catholicism, supposedly, on the main stage. But then the music industry, every second video clip, there's a devil in it, right? So it's like, is that the freedoms we're allowed to have to express ourselves, or is this a narrative that they're pushing? So again, it became one of those things again where it's like, anyway, I'm diving far. Let's come back to Mudflood. So why is Mudflood cool? Brought me back to God, right? And so to touch on something you just mentioned, Ted, because I liked something you posted the other day. That has also opened me up to another conversation. But to assume we are truly at a point where we are out of control and we need to reset would then counter what you posted the other day about the potential population hoax, which I started to really think about. And I'm not challenging your post. I'm more just like, I'm leaning more into.
No, I was talking about the people in the past.
No, you're right.
If that reset, now I don't think we're there yet. I don't think we're anywhere near where we used to be.
What if that last reset, we did have 8 billion people? I'm going to shout out My Lunch Break, and I'm going to shout out Mind Unveiled, because these guys touch on this. But from the 1800s and onwards, we expanded like rats. But that's not possible when we had a zero population to build the buildings we've built in all those times. So I've been really chasing this again from a detail and architecture perspective. I absolutely appreciate the beauty of some of the buildings we just have in Sydney. They look like they were made in Rome and Italy, right? And I think, and you know what? I've said to people, we came here in 1788. Think about that. You all were signing declarations. Illuminatis were being formed.
And you were being sent there as criminals.
Captain Cook was showing up with the best and the brightest. The fucking gypsies, the fucking criminals.
I don't buy that whole story though. And it was an island of criminals. You
cannot whip criminals into master artisans.
Yeah.
Right? You cannot. I don't give a fuck how much you whip me. I will not shape a gargoyle out of a fucking granite stone by bare hand. You could kill me, whip me, but I'm not going to be able to shape that gargoyle.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother level. And they do art at a level that we at our size cannot appreciate. Yeah, sure, the doors are bigger than us, whatever. But why are the gargoyles on the 7th floor just visible to people that would be that high? Because from ground floor, you can't appreciate the textures of all that design at the very top on all these what they call Tartarian buildings. But I think for me, that's where Mudflood was amazing, because Mudflood brought me back to God, brought me back to the whole concept of the flood. If I had to put a logical excuse and say, okay, let me use my logical brain. If there was a mud flood, how could it have happened? Well, mud is the residue of water. Mud is the residue of water and the shallow part of water rising and falling, all of that. So again, I'm not approaching it from a dumb perspective. I don't even think it was liquefaction. I love that idea, but I don't even believe liquefaction occurred for buildings to sink, because then every building
on the fence
would be
about
leading
that
Tower
too,
of
man.
Pisa. Every building would be leading Tower of Pisa, but that's not the case. A whole bunch of context, actually. While I'm saying this, the moon and the sun aren't the only things I film. I actually reached out to my lunch break a couple times, just sharing him videos, and I'm like, bro, you got to do episodes on shit like this. And I got these buildings right in front of me. I should be doing these episodes. I'm in the wrong industry.
You should be, man.
But again, like
Not too late.
these concepts that are arising are not unverifiable. They are valid to our eyes and hands, and we can look at mud flood, unlike the flat earth, and actually go, yeah, why is that building fucking incorrectly lopsided under the mud? Why do the windows continuously build, but the level of the ground? They went to the extremity of perfection and detail on some of these buildings. They didn't think to level the ground. What was leveling the ground? It gives a fuck about the effort of leveling the ground when you're putting.
How are you gonna level the ground with the horse and buggy, man?
But again, that's even further. That's even further.
Skip that process. I want to know how they were measuring the curve of the Earth back then to structure out
understand
the architecture of the buildings.
Yeah, and that's again where
gravitational refraction.
These concepts, when presented to me, I'm not the person. You know what I like when they say, oh, people like us will bunch together and then we'll just sort of like, I'm here because of influence as opposed to my own free will, right? And that what I think is like, I find something and go, wow, that's weird, and you'll find the exact same thing in your world and go, that's weird. We'll both meet in the middle going, hey, how'd you get here? Oh, we both seem to have found the same fucking oddity.
Yes.
Without any contact prior to this. But now that, because we're in the same room, they're going to go, I see. They're just influencing each other with their
that's
concepts.
just an echo chamber. Dude, that's what I love. That's my favorite thing about Twitter. My favorite thing about this podcast. I've said it many times. I don't give a fuck. Shut up and listen to it again. Is finding out that someone who grew up totally different than you in a totally different part of the world, and you connect with them because truth is indisputable. Once you find truth, a piece of the truth, we may not have all the truth, but once you get a piece of it, you know it's a truth, and then you never have to question that again. You can go back and examine it, but you know at your core it's the truth, and then you move on from there. And I feel like even though we grew up different, I'm friends with people in Africa that grew up totally different, same viewpoints on a lot of stuff. It's insane. They want to divide us, but the people who are awake are all on the same level to some extent. We're all awakening at different processes.
I feel like we all intuitively kind of saw these things before the internet came along, and then the internet came along and it actually just kind of confirmed them for us.
There was some cool dude. Yeah. There was one cool dude who actually made the fucking YouTube video, and we all went, yes!
I was thinking that too, man.
And
I don't know how we even thought of anything.
I didn't fucking make the video. Why didn't I make the video? And that's exactly
I don't know how we thought of anything before the internet came along, because
we came to
that's
the
obviously
same
the only
conclusion.
way any information.
Dude,
that's why I love what you're doing,
brains.
man, because it takes people willing to put it out there and put their face out there and say the things they say. And you do it in your music, which some people will say, oh, that's a little safer. But no, man, because you could say something different and would probably get more views and probably sell more stuff.
Yes,
but you're saying what you believe, and it comes across, or you wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah,
that's
dude,
that's the only reason we're talking.
It's courageous enough. Just trying to be a white rapper in general, but then the things that you are, man, is just,
dude. I've had
next level.
People tell me my music is too real. I've literally heard that. But for a time like now, this is real.
Ahead of your time.
Everybody wants right. This is your time. This is your time, dude. This is everybody's time to show their talent and to be real and to be upfront and to not hold back. this is that time. And that's
Yeah,
why
absolutely.
I think, man, dude, I think it's beautiful. And
With
honestly,
with my journey, I think as well, like one of the things about even with the concept of mud flood and even with the concept of that, you know, alternative thinking is like what I'm about to pull up will relate all to mud flood, but it will be that exact thing, like as you mentioned, right? Like we're coming across the same conclusion and pathways without having any contact or communication with each other.
Yes.
If we came across each other, it was through a social media post. And again, not a point of influence that made me, you didn't, I was not indoctrinated in your system. I can comfortably say that. No one put me in the school of flat earth and said, study this cunt. And I've gone, yeah, all right. I've gone, no, I got here on my own accord, right? And that's what's crazy is like, I want to talk to people about this shit. Even one of my best friends who's a fucking scientific mind. And I had him thinking the other day because I'm like, look, just for 2 seconds, forget everything you know and just use your fucking senses, right? Like, just what do you actually see? Forget explaining to me what you don't see. What do you fucking see? And he's on my balcony, looking at the horizon. Okay, it's straight. I understand, but you know, it's fucking. And I was like, yeah, they don't bring scale and math and all that shit into it. Just because if you jump on a plane right now, that doesn't change, right? And that's what's crazy. But anyway, let's jump on mud flood super quick. So again, this is a clock tower in Sydney. Let me go a little bit bigger. If I can. No, that's a vertical. Sorry. So actually, it's a video. So yeah, you can see. Have a look at the top. I believe this style of design. This is not a British style of design. Like this is a very weird Turkish almost looking kind of design. Yeah. You can see there's like a fork on the top. It's got 3 pins and then 1 in the center. And the reason that this is green is because it's copper. So over time, that's the color green. Copper turns when it is oxidized against water and rain and all that shit. But if you polish this would be just as gold as the fucking one in the middle of in the Middle East, that big one, the Mecca, you know, King Solomon's temple, whatever. It'd be just like that. But these are oxidized green, and it feels like someone just went, leave it, just leave it. Let it be rusty. Yeah. Right. Again, I zoom in on the clock. I think it's interesting. The clock has the Star of David, and look at the architectural differences. Again, look at the building behind. Look at the building below. This is like a 1788. We built this with what resources? What fucking resources? We actually look into 1788. It takes 200 days from Britain to Australia, right? By boat. That's what we had. After 200 days, after being sick, ill, carrying your plague of rats, no food, lack of resources, and the other half are soldiers, right? The historical narrative on record today, they came here with something like 5,000 to 6,000 bricks on the first fleet, and the very first mason was killed. He was 20 years old when he got here. The reason he came here because he stole bread, and when he was here, he tried to steal from the governor, maybe more bread, and that's it, you're getting hung. And so your only mason, your only stone cutter, you killed him. And so it's going to take you another 200 days to get here, right? Like with resources. Now, for context, 5,000 bricks, a 7-Eleven is 9,000 bricks.
Yeah.
Damn.
But then out of nowhere, before the building's in the back, we thought, let's build shit like this, right? And that's what made me start really getting into this. And what looks like here to me is that they've removed statues. These are all open sections where I believe statues should be standing. Wait for it. Look at that. There you go.
Damn.
6-pointed star in the middle.
Of course.
Look at all these things here. They look like those sound things.
Yeah.
Look at the design. Again, who can appreciate this art without 15 times zoom in their eye?
Damn.
Statues are supposed to be standing here. They've removed them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're gone.
Damn, man.
Look, it looks like I'm in Italy, bro. Look at this. All right, so that's one. That's I don't know what building that one is. Hold on, let me go here. So this is one of the jobs I had. So this is evidence, I believe, again, of mud flood. So look at the building. Look at the detail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 floors. It goes the entire block. Like it covers the entire block. All right. Look at the detail. Look, it's got those weird domes that you see in all those other countries.
Yeah.
Right.
Damn.
Again, copper. Right. This is Australia. Who the fuck built this? You've got crests. Fuck. You've got crests that I believe have been intentionally blanked. Look.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So they're crests.
Especially for there.
Yeah, we were only.
Mm-hmm.
And on the top of the.
It looks like it was a different building before, and then they they just did something to the outside of it to kind of modernize it.
It's the same design. You have this exact same building in your city right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to go in there. You're not allowed to go in there. And now here's the fun part, right? What I want you to pay attention to is the mud flooded floor. So having a look here, you're going to start to see the grills that show the undercut of the window, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And the windows are going to get smaller and smaller from here, but as they go to the left, they get larger.
Uh-huh.
See, the window's here.
Yeah.
Now it's above
Yeah.
ground. The window is above ground. It's above ground.
Right.
Crazy.
Right. If you were to build to that, you would start
You would level
at
the
the
ground.
high point and just go straight.
And if
Yeah,
anything,
yeah.
why would you continue to build the window with a layer of mud blocking? a
Right.
third
Yeah.
of it?
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like it didn't happen that way. That's not how it happened. Because if it were, you know what I mean. Like I hang gates and I start at the high point. You know what I mean. You have to know.
Hey, look,
I mean, this is just simple stuff here.
you come back to that level of detail, right? Like, to be honest, you probably couldn't see this as well from the eye. This is a whole nother building.
Jesus.
Like, and oh fuck, it's like who built this? Why did we build this? And then why all that? Like, and here's the craziest part: some of these buildings don't get used. There was one of these buildings that hadn't been used, I think, for like over 90 years, and it was just recently reopened as a hotel. Insane shit.
So much we got to get into on part 2.
So here's
man, we're gonna have to have you back for sure.
Yeah,
This
you're
is-
coming
yeah.
back.
Well, let's do 15. Let's cut it to 15. We got 2:15. Let's do 15 more minutes. Yeah. I want to show the world these last ones that I want to show them Australia's dealing with the same shit. Right. Look at this old building. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Damn.
Right. Here we go.
Yeah, why build a window there?
Yeah.
You know,
When flooding would be your biggest concern of a building.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Right. Now, never
Who
forget.
goes
the
and
size-
changes out those windows? I'd love to see that job.
Yeah. And what's crazy is I want you to focus on the size of these stones. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Never
Incredible.
forget the size of this. If I put my hand next to it, you'd be like, wait a sec. That's a big fucking stone. Like,
Mhm.
come back to those donkeys and horses. Look, there you go. Across the street. Same design. We've got a whole section in Sydney on, I want to call it Clarence Street, King Street. We've got all shit like this. Like, it's all, and it looks like it came out of, look, 1817. This was established in 1817, they said.
They claim founded.
Look at that.
dude, and you can find this in every city that you go to, even little small towns. My grandparents,
Corinthian pillars.
My mom grew up in a town of a population of 2,000, and they have the biggest courthouse you could ever imagine in this.
Right.
And it's like you could house the whole entire town in this one courthouse.
And why?
It's a pure stone like that, and some immaculate churches in this city or in this town of 2,000 people, a farming
Doesn't even make
community.
sense.
Yeah, who was the ones? So that kind of comes back to even our population thing. If we didn't have the people to do it back then, we obviously had the people to do it though back then because there's the building. So that's what I was saying, Ted. It's almost as if there was always 8 billion people alive. There was always 6 to 8 billion. There's always been, but just somewhere where all the data was lost, 1800s come back, all of a sudden we're rats. We weren't rats when Jesus was around. We weren't rats when the Egyptians were around. I should say rabbits. I'm using rats for the example or analogy of a plague or a pest, right?
Yeah,
like
right.
you know that Mr. Anderson, he tells them, there's an equilibrium that humans don't follow. Every animal does in the circle of life, but we do not. Look, this is what they do with the old buildings when they don't know what to fucking do with them. This building is listed as a heritage building in Sydney. You cannot do anything with it, but yet KFC owns the building.
They wouldn't put a cook on it.
But that's a heritage building, right? So it's insane. Look at this one. I found this crest on a pub castle. Sorry, a pub castle. On a pub wall of a castle.
Yeah.
And to me, this has like, I probably wrong, but it looks almost Dutch.
It does. Or at least, yeah, that Eastern European.
But again, you've got the same standard arch window. Very interesting architect. Like I'm telling you, you'll have a ball coming down to Sydney. The shit is just as much as it is here, as it is in New York, as it is everywhere. I think like the detail again is not something that the eye could appreciate. We're looking at the top of that, the church that I had up there before. And these are just some of the spires. Again, gargoyles. You got your sick creatures on what is supposed to be holy property, but gargoyles, what are why are they?
Yeah.
Otherwise they're not bad. And actually, it's interesting you mentioned. Look at this one. There's just so much of it. But we get fascinated by these glass joints. We think, they're just old times, But our new joints.
And we haven't even mentioned about the the Fibonacci sequence that's used in these, and the different cymatic patterns in the windows and stuff.
So much to it.
That's right. Again, how is the building that? And that's what's incredible, I think, most is that, and that again, this is why I can't just believe. I won't believe anymore at face value. Oh, it's a globe, or even it's flat. I will continue to ask what if until one sways me more than the other, right? Naturally. Yeah. And I think, something that was accepted for thousands of years, we shouldn't really be ridiculed, right? Because if anything, we haven't proven God. And we still believe that for 2,000 years. As much as I'm a believer in God more than anything and above everything else, we haven't proven him yet. But yet, am I crazy for believing in him? No. So I wouldn't have the right to call any other religion crazy for believing in a God they also couldn't physically or visually prove, right? It's a belief. You step into that realm and all of a sudden you're getting banned on X. So again, we respect culture, we respect it all. And I believe what's most interesting is that the minute we want to revive the concept of something that was widely accepted for so much time, you're instantly met with like argumentative ridicule, like you're the biggest idiot for bringing it up. And it's like, but surely you can accept some of this. Again, this information, like from Eric Dubay on some videos he presents, I'm like, how are we not listening to this like a science teacher? Like, he doesn't have to be right, but he's not presenting it to me like fucking like bad information. Another great one I came across.
Because everything they have is built on a house of cards. It really is. And it's it's barely hanging together,
Did you guys ever come across a video? It seems to have been pulled down now, but many years ago, I came across a guy called Masterpiece. And he's an artist, and he's like a painter, and he's super talented. And anyways, he does like a moon flat video, like the moon is the moon flat video. It's incredible. But
I think I've seen it and I posted it. I gotta go back and check, but I think I know
Masterpiece, M-A-S-T-A piece. And once his video got pulled down, I never found it. But basically, this guy is like a fucking award-winning painter, artist, the whole shit, right? Like he's one of those. He talks about, I won't make it perfect, so watch the video when you find it, but he talks about how the word autism is so close to the word autistic is so close to artistic, right?
Yeah.
How there could be just such a close relation there. And then he talks about there's so many rules when it comes to being an artist that you have to follow, especially if you want to paint a painting that Da Vinci could paint. You have to understand perspective, shadow, lighting, scale. You cannot have a missing part of your concept if you're going to paint as good as Da Vinci or be any kind of artist in that sense, because you understand those things. So he applies that method of thinking against the shadow that's constantly cast across the moon. And I'll end with this video that I've got, last one, share screen. On my one. But again, it's the concept of, well, is it really the Earth's shadow that is causing this on the moon? And if it is, well, why was the sun just over there? And if the sun was just over there and the moon just come up here, shouldn't the shadow be that way? And so again, I'm applying logical thinking, right? So
Yes.
this is filmed with my
How
iPhone.
dare you?
Do you know what I mean? Like, no, you must follow the narrative, right?
Yeah.
Like, so again, how funny at maximum zoom is this not the same size as the sun I showed you at maximum zoom? Right? Like I maximum zoomed into the sun before. The circle is the same size here for the moon. But again, this shadow, what are we talking about here? What is this shadow? Because again, if it was a sphere, one of the beautiful things he talks about as an example is that the bending of the shadow should occur very similarly to the Pepsi symbol. We should be seeing it, right? But what we're seeing here is almost like a plate going over another plate. And that plate is not even our shadow. So whatever's casting a shadow on the moon right now in this video is not actually our planet.
Yeah.
Because again, it's lighting up the world somewhere else.
Yeah, man.
So yeah,
lighting up the world someone else, and then the shadow it's orbiting so perfectly that the shadow just stays the same the whole entire 12 or however many hours throughout the night.
Correct.
That's ridiculous.
That's a star, actually, gents. That's a star. That's this is either a star. This one I've got on the screen right now.
I don't see anything. Hold
on, I'm pulling it up.
Okay,
pull it up quickly. This is so the same way I used an iPhone to zoom in 15 times, and I understand camera, so I understand exposure settings. I get these things. So I'm whoops, don't hit that button. But this is actually just a star. Look at it. Like it almost looks hexagonal. There's almost like a flat layer on the top. Look at it. It looks like the fucking Darth. What's that shit called in space in Star Wars?
The Death Star.
The Death Star.
Yes. Dude, I got a photo of a star that literally it's got a hexagonal, or the star looks circular. In the center, it's got like a hexagonal shape of it, and then in the middle of that, it's literally a star.
Wow.
Like
really?
The exact shape of a star. If I showed you again, you'd remember it. I posted it a long time ago.
Oh yeah, you have to
I'll have to repost that.
Yeah,
but I mean, maybe that's how they came, because obviously a star doesn't look anything like
and they had to start from somewhere.
On a piece of paper. Had to start from somewhere. When you zoom in on it, you saw the star.
So let me show you a representation.
That's some dank chronic.
No, actually, I was going to say this is one of the maps of the flat Earth. As you can see, this is the rim. This is one of the landmasses here. Earth is a beautiful place, as you can see. It's a bit different to what we're traditionally.
Yeah, but from how high up? How high?
So this is only 13,000 feet. So just above an airplane. Not too high, not too high. As you can see, absolutely.
Dude, you're the first Australian that said feet on here. I appreciate that.
No, yes, it's very confusing. Absolutely confusing. I actually, if you recall, there was one video where I did post on Twitter. I did remove it because I was just engagement farming. But I connected this video to a video of one of those SpaceX launches where it's in the sky, and I put them together, and I was like, look at this, it looks exactly the same. And I put the two videos together, and you can see it's the exact same waves that you get from those crazy. Man, we could go for hours. I swear, we could go for hours.
I mean, what even is that little splash? Because to me, it doesn't. Now that I think about it more,
they're just dumping fuel.
It doesn't look.
You remember when Morpheus said to Neo, "Here, you want to take the blue pill or the red pill?" And he took I took the whole fucking jar. I was like, rabbit hole. We're going to the center of the earth tonight.
Rufus, you were talking about the splat.
I was just saying, like, to me, it doesn't seem like it would be high enough to be like the firmament or whatever people do think. It looks like it's not much even higher than an airplane.
I think it gets thicker and thicker and thicker as it goes up, and they're scraping across the first layer. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think, again, if we were to use the Bible as any form of reference,
he does.
Any form of reference with the Bible, again, we separated the waters from the waters. Yeah. We come back to those videos of stars that move like water. We have so many weird anomalies like that with astronauts have bubbles, right? Like, again, water is always water, right? Like, the planet is 70% water, but yet we called it Earth. we call it Earth. Why don't we call it water, right? Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And I think
Oh my gosh,
my
if you
perspective,
have
my perspective also opened me up a lot more with the whole Admiral Byrd thing. And that also led me more to fall into the motion of, whilst we could be sort of isolated or centered inside a dome of whatever material, I believe potentially, yeah, we are an endless plane, and there are other lands beyond. I think that was always something I looked into, and this was probably where my final conspiracy thing is before part 2, and we'll talk about this in part 2. But my belief in all this shit, aside from God, is we are actually first, right? So I don't know, the concept of aliens, the concept of everything and everything that's come into existence, our species, our kind, we are the most advanced species ever to ever roam and walk the planet Earth. We didn't evolve from the monkeys. I don't believe we evolved from the monkeys.
No.
This ties in potentially. No, unfortunately not. I genuinely believe, if I take the concept of what evolution is, so the theory of evolution, not the law, the theory of evolution, is that when the environment decides to change, whether by choice or chance, and puts you as a species in a position to survive or die, only then and then can you make the change to evolve, however that change occurs, right? So dinosaurs did it. Supposedly they turned into crocodiles. Velociraptors turned into chickens. It all kind of makes sense, right? But we maintained the subspecies that we evolved from. Should we have needed to evolve into us, based on that rule, then monkeys shouldn't be alive today. Period. That's my thought process. There should not be, the same way the T-Rex isn't roaming the earth because he had to turn into a fucking chicken. The monkeys should not be fucking here. And I love monkeys, don't get me wrong.
We'll have to destroy your belief on dinosaurs in part 2.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
They never existed.
Hey, like, don't you dare!
All right, man. So
On that
death
note.
faded out.
Yes,
Dude, this was so awesome. This was so crazy. And yeah, we're gonna take the vote and see if our new intro is the new one with you on it. And I'm gonna post that as this is the motherfucker that's on our podcast.
Oh, we're definitely gonna have you on the bottom of it if that's cool. You know.
Look, I'm gonna put it right out here, right out loud. Y'all can have this track. No copyright. Anyone can share it.
Verbal contract.
This is verbal contract. There's the handshake, and this is for the what? Should you guys get famous from it?
We'll bring you with us, bro.
All right, good. That's
all
it.
about that. We know.
Done
we know
and
too.
done.
All right, man. Brother. It was a privilege to talk to you. Actually,
yes,
somebody
dude,
who grew up
I
differently.
actually had some. We rarely have someone on from Australia, if ever, and I had some Australian questions, so we're gonna have to get to those next time, man. I feel like we neglected that opportunity.
Look, I love this country so much, and I've had so much experience traveling, and hence why my accent is probably not the most authentic Australian accent you'll hear. So I'm not doing the Aussies justice in that sense.
That's why it was easy to understand.
More unique tone. They have a much more unique tone. I'm sort of like that neutral accent between US and American. Again, I speak Spanish too, so that had a big influence on my accent growing up. Parents not speaking, I was that Spanglish kid, right? Like,
Argentinian accent, I believe.
Argentinian, pretty much.
Nice.
All right, man. So yeah, we will definitely have you back, man. It'll be awesome for sure. This was so cool. Bro. I'm so happy to get to talk
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming, gentlemen.
Everybody, tell everybody where to find you real quick before we go.
Quick. We'll have Death like kind of reel it a little bit more. So
where to find you?
Where do we find you?
X.com if you want to talk to me. Intalekz.com if you just want to check out my career. That's it. Don't worry about the other social media platforms.
All right, man.
All right.
Happy Wednesday, bro.
Thank you.